Welcome, everybody, to episode 58 of the Sunday Sequence Break. This week, you may have noticed, if any of you are following our Twitter channel, as you all should be, which is at TSS Break, we did a little Q&A asking what would be good bad games for a bad games showcase. And we heard your cries, many, many cries of a certain RPG made by a certain company. And so we've got Draken and Bio Billy, that's right. And as usual, I'm back, as you may have guessed. But we have PJ here.
Hello.
There he is. We got Fiesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then our special guest representing Draken, we have Dragon Dark.
I guess I'm here. Maybe.
Is it Arc or Arch?
Arc.
No, that was just a general question. No, don't worry about it. And then we got Christian with us.
Yes, hello.
There it is, Christian. Hey, we hadn't had a Swede on in too long, so we got another Swedish version. So I'm glad to... Good stuff.
You should consider Dexter.
Yeah, well, you know, we've had him once. We need to collect all the Swedes. There's so many more Swedes to collect. We'll have so many we can make a stew, and it'll be delicious. But hey, so... What do we do now? We do the recap. Do we go into recap? I swear there should be something before recap.
No, we usually do the intro a couple times till we get it right. Maybe
that's right. Okay. Well, anyway, I mean, whatever. I guess we'll do recap. PJ, what have you been doing? And where's Duckfist?
He's gone. He went to the grocery store to go find you.
I'm right here.
All right, he's... Well, let me know when he finds me.
Intro?
The Sunday Sequence Break.
There he is. PJ, what did you do this week?
So I was playing Lagoon still, and accidentally got the record and the run on Tuesday. Like, I didn't even want to do attempts that day, but I said I should probably stream, and ended up finishing the only single segment run in history. So that was pretty cool.
Did you not do one live at AGDQ? I seem to recall being there.
I died in that one.
Well, it's still a single segment.
Nope.
All right. Really? It's not? Shit.
Nope.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, so I did that, and then played a whole bunch of Worms and Torchlight 2, of course, and then Actraiser 2 practice, and some Hammer and Harry practice. Because that game is way too good. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, good stuff. Feezy Fees.
Oh, man. What did I do this week? I played a bit more Ninja Turtles. I've still been working on Technodrome audio cues, and I've tried out about 4 different ones, some of them with the start button pressed in when you boot, and some of them without. And I finally found one it's like only 2 frames rather than like the 5 or 6 frames, but it's like right on a beat, so that it actually makes it a whole lot easier to hit. And I'm getting like about 50% success rate. Like I go through and I have this Game Genie code now that one of the stream viewers was nice enough to put together for me, which maps the Technodrome location to the memory address that stores your starting turtle, so that when you based on what Technodrome spawn you get, it'll switch what turtle you begin as, so you can instantly know whether you got it right or not. I mean, you can't actually use it because the game doesn't work, because instead of writing to the location it's supposed to, it writes to the other. So you'll get to the Technodrome and who knows what'll happen. It'll appear in location 0, which is going to be,
So basically you decided, man, Technodrome just isn't random enough.
Right, let's just make it appear absolutely nowhere so you can... But anyway, at least now I can actually get a sense of how well I'm doing at it. So, that's good enough that I've actually been getting a much higher completion rate, and now I'm like about 8 seconds away from Spider Waffle's run. So it's like one of these days it'll crack. So that's been fun.
You took a breath.
I'm just waiting for whatever you got to say.
Are you breathing now?
How dare you take a breath?
When did you start doing that?
Yeah, seriously, I thought we had a thing, man. Oh, god damn it. Anyway, as for me, I wasn't here last 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks ago, Adam AK was at my house, and I had to wake up at 7 to take him to the airport, and so I didn't want to get 4 hours sleep. So hey, we swapped that one out. Last week I was in Cologne, hanging out, having fun, and drinking, which is why I wasn't here last week. Just to explain to everybody, right? As for speedrunning, I've done a couple of Bayonetta runs just to sort of stay up to date on it. And by up to date, I mean I can still do it. And I've been learning some Metal Gear Rising. It's kind of fun to run, but I'm worried that any second now somebody's going to find a way to make the combat really boring. So, I'm scared on that front.
Just like one move that you just use over everything else?
Exactly, yeah. I'm thinking it's going to end up as an old 2D beat 'em up.
Yeah.
There's going to be a knee or something like that. So, I feel like I've done something else with speedrunning, but...
Feels like you did, huh?
It feels like I did, but, I can't think of anything.
Welcome to my world. I think I did something this week, but I can't for the life of me think of anything.
And that has nothing to do with the fact that... Yeah, nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. But yeah, hey ho. Dragon Dark, what have you been doing?
I've been torturing people and myself with Draken, like, all week.
Yeah?
Apparently, a lot of people know that, like, remember that game, and I feel very sorry for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know about it because there is a song, right? There's a famous YouTube video of just a song from Draken. I think that's why people know about Draken.
Wait, what?
The Pots and Pans robot?
Pots and Pans, yeah. Pots and Pans robot.
Yeah,
which I'm sure we'll talk about later.
All-star.
Yeah. Yeah. And Christian, what have you been doing the past week?
Oh, well, I don't know. Not much.
You can talk about previous weeks because we don't know what you did then
you
or this week.
Make it up.
Well, the last month has been kind of busy with BioBilly.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I like to condense entire years down into the past week, so it seems like I have a social life.
Yeah.
Still then, people are like, man, well, you did see a few friends. So yeah, that was 6 months apart, but like, it was, I think those are two very telling recaps from our guests, considering the games they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Darks was, I've been playing Draken, and Christian's was, I played BioBilly. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, please help.
So I needed this weekend as really relaxing.
But now we have to. Hey, it's BioBilly this week.
Oh, baby.
If any of you haven't seen a Bad Game Showcase episode before, so one of our 3 types of episode, basically we're going to take one game, 2 games, because they don't deserve a full 40 minutes.
Whoa.
And
you mean
we're gonna split
40 minutes is too much for the internet to handle? They deserve all of it.
Yeah, they do deserve. But so we're going to start off with the Adventures of BioBilly, which our lovely guest Christian is going to talk about. We're going to have a little bit of Feasel helping out too, aren't we, Feasel?
I will do my part.
Excellent. So, Christian, would you like to tell us, in approximately 3 or 4 sentences, summarize BioBilly for us?
Fucking awesome.
Awesome. I agree. I don't think it's a bad game either. I think it's a great game that just people don't like because it's been so mean. It's been so mean and nasty over the years.
It's not a bad game. It's a great game, but people don't like it.
Because it acts out and it's a bit of a bully. But, underneath the thick exterior, there's like a soft center that I really appreciate.
The rest of the world is dumb. This is a great game.
And that's the best analogy and description of a game. It's like a bully, and beneath the thick skin.
Soft
like
center.
this. Okay, and it's got 3 different gameplay types in it, right?
Yes. Well, it's what you see on the screen here. It's the beat 'em up. It's first-person rail shooting and the driving stage.
The driving stage is my favorite.
Yeah, the driving stage is
You go 180 miles an hour on a dirt road.
It's sort of a weird combination of these like 3 completely different elements. I mean, things that could have been totally different games just mashed together into one. This is actually a really ambitious project by Konami, if you think about it. Like the massive variety of stuff they had to program just to get like 2 driving levels and 2 shooting levels. They had to make the whole engine for it. So
look at this crocodile. Anyway.
Unfortunately, they kind of failed with the driving. It's probably the most horrendous thing on the NES. So.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I would easily put up with the other parts, but the driving is what made me not want to run that.
The driving I loved when I played this, but I hated the beat 'em up section.
Yeah, well, the beat 'em up section's frustrating, but once you learn how to
different, don't you, PJ?
do it.
No, it's true. I thought the driving was universally liked, and then Fiesel told me that was his least favorite part.
Well, when you're speedrunning, it's a different thing, because normally, like, it's not bad. You die, you start again right where you died, unless you run out of lives. But in a speedrun, it's just like, it wastes a bunch of time, and if you're trying to get it deathless, it's like, you know, all these unfair deaths will pretty much ruin the run. Yeah. I don't know. What did you think? Do you think the driving is really such a pain, or did you actually get good enough at it that you weren't worried you were going to die there?
No, you can't get good at those things.
It seems like sometimes it's... Sorry, go on.
No, go.
It seems like unfair sometimes, like there'll be, 2 obstacles coming at you at once, and your Jeep just literally won't go, around it. Like, you can't, nothing you do will be able to get you around it in the time that it takes, for your visual cue to appear. It's like...
Well, it's hard to explain, but you kind of have to anticipate stuff, what can happen, and where you should position yourself on the screen. So, right, the turns, I don't know. We can probably get more detail into this, in more detail when we talk about the general techniques. But yeah, it's like parts of it are fixed, and parts of it are kind of, they're not necessarily random, but they're a bit dependent on, what you're doing and, how fast you're going and where you're positioned and stuff. So it's like some predictable, some unpredictable. But anyway, it gets you in some unfair situations. And then the shooting, which you guys are seeing now, is actually a lot of fun. Like, these are the most fun to do, I think, of all the levels, even though there's nothing really speedrunny about this stage at all. No, which is pretty relaxing.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, too. Alright,
so, we got a little bit of history here. This is another one of Tom Votver did this game, right, PJ?
Yep, so back from the day.
Do you whack it out in a week, or Votver style?
Who knows? I mean, if he got through that many games per year, he must have not taken long on this at all.
And then, so he got a 24-28 way back. Well, that must have been a while ago now.
Yeah,
and
it was probably 2004.
Yeah, and then since then, there's this. I guess there's just been a black hole of no bioability. I think Christian you got a 2101's your best now, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then it says here, how were you introduced to the game? Which I guess is a question Fiesel wanted to ask.
Well, sometimes we do ask that, and it happened to be in the Nimbus doc, so that's why I brought it forward. But why would you choose Bayou Billy to run? What made you do that?
Well, I played a lot as a kid, so it was kind of natural.
Sure, but there's probably a bunch of games that you played as a kid, but did you see Votver's run and say, man, that run, it looks terrible, I can fix that run?
That too, actually. But there are some games, like this one and Cobra Triangle and...
oh my god, you poor kid.
I love it.
You say you poor kid, but back in the day, those were the best games.
Yeah, but they're so goddamn hard. You must have hated whoever bought them for you.
No, I like them. I didn't really have that much of a problem, actually. But, so now this Biobilly run was kind of a test to see actually how good I could be at it. So.
Was it the first thing you speedran?
No. But the first good one.
Oh, there's another game he ran.
Right, he had Silius cool. as well, but I didn't know if he started this earlier or something like that. Who knows?
That's something I'm probably gonna get back to later to hopefully be able to beat Hotarubi. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through these general techniques now. There's 3 exciting different gameplay modes in this game, right? and that comes with its own general techniques for each one. So, do you want to get through these first of all, we'll go with the beat 'em up parts because we are watching.
Yeah, we'll do beat 'em up while we're watching beat 'em up, and we'll be on driving in a moment.
And then we'll swap back between them depending on how long they take.
Sounds good.
So go for beat 'em up techniques for now. I'm seeing hit people with a stick is quite good.
The stick is pretty good. Some of the weapons are better than others. There's knives which kind of suck, but mostly you just want to jump kick everything. That's it. Right?
Yeah, stick is the strongest attack in the game, I think so.
Kicked that guy so hard his clothes fell off.
You see him sticking against the wall like that because when you take the hits, you lose your weapon. But if you're against the wall, you re-grab it again immediately, and you basically, can keep fighting like that.
Yeah, you always want to fight against the edge of the screen.
Yeah. So why don't you jump to another beat 'em up part while we're doing this, if you want to, if you can. Let me see. We got enemy movement. So what is there to enemy movement? I never found good ways of manipulating enemies.
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. By playing a game a lot, you start to see patterns. So you know what you can do and what you can't do. So that's it, really. Play a lot. And,
So like most beat 'em up games, this seems to be about like knowing where the spawns are, how many guys they're going to be, how many hits it's going to take to kill them. And, it's pretty much, this is a pretty standard beat 'em up game as far as these beat 'em up levels go.
it's very simplistic, really. It's just exchanging blows. There are no combos or special moves or anything. So.
Right, like the simplest beat 'em up you could make, basically.
Yeah.
And then you get the whip, and it just becomes, whip, whip, whip throughout the rest of it.
Well, that's kind of, it's not the strongest weapon in the game, so you really don't want to use it, but it's safe, so that's a trade-off, really.
Yeah, these guys also have the whip too, so you kind of want to keep your range, your distance, or try to get at them, from up or above or below, standard beat 'em up technique. But yeah, the guys are so dangerous, and you don't get a lot of health. Given the amount of damage these guys do. So, especially fighting this, white shirt guy right here, this is basically the way everyone fights him, because once he gets close to you, he'll lose, he'll not hit you, you lose your weapon, you take, 2 boxes of damage. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. But as long as you have the armor vest, you can actually trade blows like you saw on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's how much you're willing to risk. It's basically that.
Alright.
Keep going, Fiesel, because you know this, so you may as well ask the questions.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of stuff.
I'll just be here at half past to say, yo, we need to talk about
time to do drag.
Yeah, so.
Alright, so tell me a little bit about, this... Well, we may as well do glitches for the beat 'em up while we're doing this. So tell me about, the despawning enemies. How does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of fun, actually. The game actually despawns enemies that are off screen for about, 3 seconds or something. And then
3 seconds, yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
No way.
Right. And the nice guys that spawns on the stage, they actually start off screen and won't move towards you unless they are on the same Y coordinate as you. So as long as you move in a circle, you can actually kind of keep them off screen, so they despawn. And that's 1 minute time saver if you do it well. So it's something you really have to do if you want to get a good time.
Huh.
Did you say a 1 minute time saver?
Oh yes, at least. You can't mess this up, and it's good. So
it just looks so ridiculous in this stage.
Oh yeah, there's the walking in a circle.
This view of New Orleans is. It's just jazz bars, pool bars.
Over and over again.
Yeah, and Bayou Billy running around in circles in the street.
Wow, So how did you know you could do this? Because I never picked up on this. Was this task technique?
Yes, but he has to walk to the right, so I had to evolve it a bit, so it's actually doable.
Right, you developed it for console, huh? Yeah, because I'd seen them do the despawns in the tasks, and I had always written that off as something that that's a matter of getting the right frame at the right time, it's on the right pixel. But it's actually not so hard to do at all, apparently.
Well, it kind of was, but after some refining, I actually got it semi-consistent.
You seem to get it really consistent there, yeah.
I've also noticed that sometimes the guys who come up on the balcony above you will sometimes walk right by you and then exit the screen without ever jumping down. Have you ever seen that happen?
That has happened once. That's super rare.
Yeah, I could never get it to do that, consistently either. So, interesting. And, let's see, we got on here, Stage 3 boss tactics. We pretty much saw that. That was you, like, staying against the wall and just hitting the guy with the stick, and then you keep re-grabbing the stick when he hits you back, right?
Yeah, you basically hug the bottom of the screen and do a jump kick towards him at a specific time. Then he has a special kind of movement. It's kind of momentum-based, so he takes some time before he can turn around, and that gives you enough time to whack him.
It's a surprisingly large amount to this beat-em-up stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm impressed. It honestly looked like you were just standing still and mashing one attack.
Well, when I was running it and when Vodova was running it, those were the strats. But like this, I think that's the reason why he's been able to take off so much time from this. I mean, this and the last boss strats.
Yeah, that's it.
So you say here a few words on stage 6 and 8. Tell me about that.
Well, it's not really much to say about stage 6 and see you on the screen here.
He wrote that in there just to mess with you.
Yeah.
Right, well, stage 6 I think we pretty much covered, but like stage 8, what else? What is there to it?
Well, that's a super short stage. It's just 3 fights. So if we can jump to it.
Yeah, that's the one that's like out of the yard in front of the mansion. And
yeah. It's really kind of most of the fights are kind of luck-based how the movement is from the enemies, but we stage it kind of your skills kind of matters here, so I like it.
Yeah, killing that last person, that's the dog handler, the person who calls the dogs out. If you kill that person before they can do the whistle, then you can skip that whole dog fight, which is also.
We kind of have to set up this fight you see here, so you get the guns as fast as possible.
Oh my God.
They really kill anything.
Billy's getting real serious now.
Yeah.
Like,
He's whipping bullets out of the air.
Yeah.
He's confident with that bulletproof.
oh, you're getting the Indiana Jones setup. Let's go. Indiana Jones setup. You got to do it.
So is that bulletproof vest actually armor too?
That's what armor is, yes.
So
It reduces the damage you take, and it makes him
right
immune
off
to-
that guy as well.
It's pretty overpowered. It's like it does all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does it stack at all, or is it just on or
No.
off?
That's one.
So
All
tell
right.
me about the last boss, because this is probably one of the things that kind of for the most of the improvement that you made, right? Because normally this is a really long fight, and you've got to hit the guy like 54 times or something ridiculous like that if you're fighting him with the whip. And then if you lose the whip, you're basically screwed. But you've got a glitch that you're using here.
Well, I don't think it's a glitch actually. As you see, I leave the whip after I lose it, and I will leave the vest too, because for some reason the game reduces enemy health if you have no items. You see, the enemies have now 2 less bars.
Wow, he has two less bars than the other guy.
Yes, it's the same for both of them, but those 2 bars are actually about 50% of the total health, so it's very worth it.
Right. So yeah, what you don't see is he actually has way more than the full health bar that you see there. It only shows you like the last third of the last half of the health that the boss has. So actually, it's more than just 2 bars that has been taken off.
Yes.
Wow.
And so a fight that would normally take about 2 minutes or so, maybe it's a really long fight, is just been cut in half or less.
So, question: is the item thing for all enemies or just for this guy's?
It's just for this, I think.
Oh, okay. And secondly, why don't you jump kick everything if it's the best attack, or is it not better than what items?
Well, the stick actually has a bigger hitbox, so you can actually hit enemies
Alright.
inside you. So,
But
Right.
being up really close is pretty dangerous. Like, the whip is nice just because you're so far away from the enemies that they can't hurt you.
yeah, but as long as you have armor, you can actually take a lot of hits. It's very common that they actually just glance and doesn't deal any damage at all. I don't really understand how it works, but that's you have to do it.
No, you better not stop these credit tags. I'm reading this.
All right, well, we can talk about the the driving parts a little bit here. I'll jump around. No, let's do shooting parts. That's the next thing in the document.
Shooting parts.
Yeah. Shooting parts. Okay.
Sorry, Flicky.
Sorry. Well,
You
don't
get to
watch
read
this.
it.
Oh, shit.
It was getting so good. It's the shooting parts, and this looks a lot like anybody who's ever bought a light gun game but didn't have a light gun because they couldn't afford it when they were a kid.
Right.
And that's a really fast-moving cursor too.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's really something to get used to, actually.
I find it hard to use. Like, I actually prefer using the zapper, even though technically it's slower. Like, you can use either the zapper gun or the controller, and, like, the zapper gun is probably not the thing you want to use for a speedrun. Because I think it's a little easier to aim and to switch between multiple targets fast. When you get to the boss, the zapper has got, like a slow fire rate to it, because it has to keep blanking the screen and, you know, drawing the white boxes so it can tell what it's hitting. Whereas you can mash much faster on the controller, if I'm correct, right?
Well, you just hold the button and then
You just hold the button and it mashes for you.
Yes.
So
It probably will miss every second shot, but it's still faster.
you have so many bullets, it doesn't really matter if you were wasting them.
No, you actually got 50 more bullets when you use the controller. So.
Oh, wow.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Another thing that's neat about this game is you don't lose a bullet if it actually hits the enemy. It's only if you miss the enemy that your ammo goes down.
Yeah.
So it's
You
like
can pull the bullet out of the enemy.
yeah, exactly. You like run up and pull the bullet out and put it back in your
Dude,
gun.
bullets are reusable, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you hit two or more,
that's why we
actually
don't use
gain-
bow and arrows anymore.
All right, what was that?
if you hit two or more enemies, you actually gain bullets. So
Gain the bullets. All right. Cool. So the boss is probably the only place where you could save time, because everything else is fixed. Even those places where it stops, it still only stops for a fixed amount of time. So it's only
well,
the boss, right?
actually, the time for a second stage is completely random. I have it differ with up to 10 seconds. So yeah,
It's random.
yeah,
That's
I don't know why.
nuts.
It's nuts. But then you have the boss, and it's kind of random that thing too. So
You want him to stay on the screen, basically, so you can
Yeah.
shoot him as much as possible. It's really the second shooting section boss that I think is actually difficult. Like, that really requires some strategy. Just because of the amount of damage that he'll deal, where you have to fight the two guys at once. Maybe we
Yeah,
could
but-
jump to that in the video.
Yeah.
So what do you
All
do
right.
for that? Like, I could
So-
never get a good shot. I have to know this, because I always suck at that part and would die every time.
well, you just aim at the machine gun guy and hold the button until you die.
So you kill the machine gun guy first,
Yeah, because you can actually shoot down a knife. So
and you shoot down the knife in between shooting the machine gun guy.
well, as long as you have health, you really don't do that. But
You just let the knife hit you?
Yeah.
Wow, then the controller must be way faster than the zapper gun, because I could not possibly have, killed the machine gun guy before the knife guy got me. So don't use the zapper gun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at he's just ignoring the knives. Normally you'd shoot the knives and fling them back. Oh, wow, and then the thing's dead. Okay.
GG.
This is like 3 times as fast with the controller.
it's
So
kind
are
of
these stages fixed, or are they random? They're fixed, right?
no, it's completely random.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
random.
Well, the guys always spawn at the same time, but
No,
it's...
they
really?
should, but they don't really.
They should. Well, it seems like which way they run is random. I don't know. It also seems like health will often appear in the same places, but not always. Like when you're counting on it, it won't be there.
No, it's totally random which enemy drops health on this stage, and usually they don't. I was lucky. Actually,
What
yeah.
about the stars that kill everything? Are they fixed or not?
Yeah,
They're
they are,
fixed, but they're kind of useless.
but they exist on this stage.
All right, and then it just says here to try and have as few bullets left at the end of the stage as possible. Is that just because it counts down?
Yeah, yes, like Castlevania. So
Perfect.
Makes sense.
All right, and then can we finally get to the real
dry-
meat of the
everyone's
game?
favorite part.
The real
Yes.
meat.
Right, the sequel
Yes,
to
here we
Rad
go.
Racer. All right, so tell us about driving, because I don't want to say anything about this.
well, it's much to say. Just hold up and pray.
Yeah, and your Jeep goes 180 miles per hour, which you'd think would be nice, but it actually is a pain in the butt.
You like
Just
those?
die that much faster.
Yeah, and the bullets doesn't hit where I supposed to. So
I love this. It's so good.
The acceleration is amazing. He gets to 180 in like three seconds, and then just holds it exactly.
It's just one of those Japanese games where they were just like, well, how can we make this more exciting? Well, let's put a speedo in it that's completely illogical. 180? Yeah, why not? That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I have a Jeep that can go that fast.
But it shakes apart into dust after 4 seconds of maintaining that speed.
It's real American-made Jeep.
Doesn't
Good thing
matter
is,
that I have to put
DJ,
it back together every time.
It runs out of petrol after 3 seconds, so it's alright.
If you're lucky, you can get through here without having to stop and refill.
So is it literally hold up and hope?
Yeah, well, you got to slow down some of the time, so it's actually not just like a fixed length level. Hopefully you slow down as little as possible, but you're going to have to slow down at some point. The thing that's annoying about this is you have grenades that you shoot up in the air to kill helicopters, and guns that you shoot forward, and you can't use them both at the same time. So don't lob a grenade and miss your target and have to wait 5 seconds before being able to shoot again before that grenade disappears, because that will kill you. That's the worst part. I mean, that's always the worst part, is then the guy's coming at you, and it's like, oh, come on, grenade, get off the screen. I really need to shoot again. Then you're dead.
And if you pass the Jeeps without killing them, they can come up from behind. Like that red Jeep who had nothing to live for.
I like how the red Jeep, how fast what speed must he be accelerated to?
A whole lot.
He overtook me, I'm gonna go 390 just to like catch back up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So this, we can safely say, is everybody's favourite part of Bayou Billy, right?
Agreed.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's probably
All
worth
right.
saying something about the hitboxes, that whatever you see drawn on the screen is not where the hitbox of your weapon is, not where those poles are, not where the enemies are, not where the bombs drop. Don't look at the screen. Close your eyes during these parts, because the visual cues will just confuse you.
Okay, Booty Gay, get on it, man. You know what? Make that hitbox detector.
Yeah, who knows where the hitbox is? They won't even be on the road. They'll be like up in the air as the hitbox for your Jeep.
it's pretty horrible.
Okay, Christian, now, as per usual, I think this is more true this episode, than it ever has been before. People want to learn Bayou Billy now, so can you give them some tips? It was normally we would say 3 tips for learning Bayou Billy. You actually just gave us 1. Could you tell us how to learn Bayou Billy?
Well, first of all, play it.
Play
you
it.
actually get better at it. It's
I can safely assume there's a pretext there of don't be a baby and just play it, right?
well, the beaten up is
So
pretty
hard.
No, it really isn't. The beaten up is very possible to learn. So
It's probably the most accessible part of the game, the beat 'em
Yeah.
up. Like,
So,
Alright.
and the second thing is to use an emulator and save state.
Yeah,
save state the heck out of it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it. And
that's it. Those 2 things.
yeah,
Do you want to
and,
make up a third one?
Just to round out the list.
Yeah,
jump kick, jump kick.
Jump kick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Jump kick.
As
Jump
Tom would say.
Yes.
Excellent. Awesome. Bayou Billy, glad it gets... Can we
It's
can we
due.
see the dirt road just one more time, PJ?
Yeah,
just before we
of
move.
course.
I just
thought
want-
you'd
I just
never
want to see
ask.
Okay. He's got a stamp for it, look.
And
Oh,
he's got
that's
the
not the
F-Zero
dirt. Yeah, we go.
background on either side.
180 on a dirt road.
It's so good. My favorite thing about it.
The only thing that would make this better if there was a random chance of the police chasing after you.
Or if bikes rode to the side of you and you could swing a chain at them and punch them off, right? Or if you had a girlfriend in the seat and when you drift around corners, hearts come out of the car.
Yeah, and you have to deliver
That'd be
papers.
Bayou Billy 2, here it comes. We've enough material. Alright, awesome, thanks Christian.
Remake.
You're sticking around, right? You're not going anywhere, are you, Christian?
No idea.
No idea. Perfect. We're going to go on to now. So, as I said earlier, we had lots of cries for a certain game, a certain Japanese RPG. We think this is the one you wanted, right? I'm pretty sure we looked around. We still got the receipt, so you can take it back if you don't like it. But this is the one we've got. So it's Draken, of course, with Dragon Dark. Dragon Dark, please give us a summary of Draken. In 3 or 4 sentences.
I don't know how to summarize this game. It's just too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it is too much.
PJ's been playing it longer than I have, and I don't think he could do it justice either.
No, you can't summarize it. It's probably... Yeah, there's almost no user input in this game. It's just completely random. Everything about it is random. Wow, nice roll. 13, 17, 17, 18, 18?
Dude, I had one that had 4 18s. No, 5 18s. It was 4 18s, Fortune was 18, and then I had an 8 and like a 3.
Wow. GG.
Right, so it's an RPG. It's a Western style RPG, right? Or sort of the first person sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you could call it like maybe the beta version of the eventual Elder Scrolls series? Question mark?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
All right, we'll call it
That's
that.
it.
I think I've
Elder
heard.
Scrolls is just a rip-off of Draken.
I think I've heard Bethesda say that before, that they were inspired by Draken. So clearly, there's a few key things here: random stats, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Draken, and it's widely considered to be a real mess.
The best Final Fantasy is what it's widely considered.
Yeah.
It is a real mess, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but
You
yeah.
can tell because the first thing I do is drown 2 characters.
Yeah, that's the best use for those 2 characters, actually. It's...
I've thrown so many bodies in that moat.
I usually feed mine to the shark, but we'll get into the routes.
All right, so we'll go to the history of runs then. Seeing as I think we safely covered what Draken is.
Yeah, I think so. We can't cover the mechanics because we don't know what they are. So basically, I bought this game complete in box for $5 at this store a few years ago, and so obviously I had to beat it, and I got through it and laughed so hard playing through this game because it's just completely ridiculous. So then I'd play through it every once in a while on stream and just get a little bit faster, but I never really had any intentions of doing any legit speedrun of it just because it is too random. But Dragon Dark got interested in this run. I'll say that I tricked him. I don't know how true that is.
Maybe.
And he actually spent time to learn where to go on these maps because there's no landmarks at all. It's just a completely nondescript map with really pointy lakes and some trees scattered around here and there, but it more or less looks exactly the same always. So he
Now,
actually
hang
learned
on.
where to
Is
go.
that mountain always there as well?
Yeah.
The one in the
Yeah.
background? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you can't even turn left and not see the mountain.
You'll never reach the mountain. You can
Oh
run
no, you can.
years.
The mountain moves.
Oh, it does
Yeah,
move.
you
Okay.
can
right.
just never get to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, so you can kind of
Way in
navigate with
distance.
that.
Right. Okay.
So Dragon Dark started to do actually legit runs, and I decided that I did not want any of that. So that's where he takes over in the history of runs.
I think PJ got the better end of the deal here. I didn't.
Wait, how
really
many
know what I was
H's
getting
were in the word
into.
strength there? Did I
Yeah,
miss-
there's a
read
bit
that?
too many.
I'm sure I saw that spelled
It's a
wrong.
really
Yeah.
strong strength.
Strength.
Strength is incredibly broken. These characters have almost no attack power normally, and strength just lets them do 100 damage more than they normally do. It's just
Yeah. I have no
Alright.
idea how
Things
enemy
that
health
explode.
works either. I don't know if enemies actually have hit points that are set or if
Oh,
it's
no,
random.
look at that
too.
I'm
they
surprised
have to be
that's
random.
that sunset actually looks pretty decent. I'll admit that looks alright.
Just by contrast to everything else? Is
Yeah.
that what you...
Yeah, yeah, right.
I don't know.
You know
The
what I
health
get compliments on for this game, though? The music.
I think the music should have its own section in a minute. We'll get to that. But, I want to you to read this sentence here. The any percent you got the any percent was done by Dragon Duck is now 3643, which you got recently. And then could you just read that sentence below about other categories?
No other categories make sense, and no one else should ever try to run this game.
So there you go.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That sunset looks really nice. All right. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to seeing the sun because I live in England, but I think that looks pretty good. All right. So let's go with general techniques for Draken.
Yeah, so first off, memorize the map. You need going in and actually looking at the map and trying to use the compass is, well, it's not going to work.
It's impossible.
They weren't quite ready to put a compass on screen for you, so you just have to kind of navigate by the mountains in the background and hope you're going the right way. Sometimes you're not. I've been distinctly pointing east, and it sent me north.
Yeah, I've run due east and gone 3 maps south. It's pretty good.
Okay, no, I'm serious. That is a beautiful sunset. I take it back. That is genuinely really good. Right, carry on. Sorry.
But you primarily use the mountains to navigate, and some landmarks like water and squiggly lines on the ground. You just have to know where to turn off and hope you went the right way.
Are you just fighting a fire as well there? Like,
Yeah,
fire.
you fight water too. And sometimes like a little puddle.
Water is one of the scariest enemies in the game.
Yeah, water is
You
hard. You can fight
Water,
mud.
mud.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Pots and Pans robot who just breaks all your shit and then runs away.
Oh, he shows up in this run. I won't spoil it though.
Oh, good.
oh.
Good.
You get this spider here. But
So you literally use the mountains and then the odd tree or something to try and figure out.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It took a while to figure everything out and kind of put a route together.
Mm-hmm.
I mildly regret doing it.
So
The
how
other
do
thing,
you?
I'm
No,
not
go
sure
on.
if you actually looked into this or not, Dragon Dark, but the world map causes incredible lag based on how many sprites are there. So you can find like some routes. I've had some times where there's like no trees at all, and I run way, way faster than ever. And then other times I'll get like slightly more trees and just be screwed.
Yeah, I've found a few routes that are a lot. I try to find some routes that are a lot less laggy, but in most cases, it's just better to take a straight line path.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of points, like right after Locked Doors Palace, it's kind of worth it to just cruise along the zone line because it's really fast.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it doesn't matter that much because you have to. There's this stupid castle later on that we've called Dawn Castle. The door only opens at dawn, and it's open for a very short period of time.
Very short.
I've had run where I get there and I have like 4 minutes to kill. I have just nothing to do. So
I had a run get there, and the door was open, and I saved, and then when I was done saving, the door closed.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
A full game day with no lag is like 8 minutes. So
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I tried to figure out what else I could be doing in this 4 minutes that I have to kill, and it's like, well, I was doing grinding inside. Let's move that outside and make that more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole run ended up becoming just, how can I do everything outside and not do it in the castle so I can keep the game time moving?
Does the game time run when you're in menus too?
No, it doesn't.
No.
You want to stay out of those two.
Okay.
You want to just stay out of everything that's not the world map. I played around with the lag a little bit to see if that affected the game time, and I tested doing it up by Locked Doors Palace where there's like no lag, and I tested it in the middle of the swamp where there's like where you move at like 1/3 the speed. And game time is barely affected. So I have no idea. I really have no idea how that works.
Yeah, most of this game is an enigma.
Yeah.
So just a question then. Why did you kill the other two people?
Having those two people, those two people are useless anyway,
Mhm.
but they actually cause lag going in and out of battle if you have 4 characters alive. So I just drowned the 2 of them, and it's like twice the speed getting in and out.
Yeah. So basically, the logic behind this team is that to get into the second dungeon, you have to have a spell called Unlock. And only 2 characters learn it. The Magician, who's on the far right here, she learns it at level 2. And the Priestess learns it at the Scout learns it at level 4. The Priestess can't learn Unlock. So it's quicker to get to level 2 with the Magician than level 4 with the Scout, and you have to have Unlock to get through there. So we choose the Magician just to get into that place. And we use the Priestess for everything else because she learns a spell called Speed at level 6, which makes her run faster. So it cuts the overworld time by a huge margin.
Alright, it says here you should pray to the RNG gods, which I imagine is pretty self-explanatory. Keep track of money early games. You actually have to buy gear in that, I suppose it looks like, or...
You don't have to. If you get lucky with the drops, it's possible to not even need money at all. Well, you need 10,000 to buy at least 1 stack of MP restoring items. But I've been trying to reduce the effect of the RNG a little bit by giving me a chance to get the Thiefy's staff, which you can either you can get it as a random drop off of. There's one enemy type between the first and the second castle that drops it. If you're lucky enough to get it there.
I just realised Thiefy staff is a typo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
You can also get one off the zombie that you can farm in the basement of this castle we're looking at.
Uh-huh.
But there's also a random chance it'll appear at the shop, and I basically just tried to find as many possible ways I can get my hands on it, because getting it versus not getting it saves 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes just in menu time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely
Alright.
ridiculous.
Okay, now tell me about glitches, please, because there are glitches.
Alright,
Oh,
this
good.
is perfect timing, because we just got to the experience glitch.
Nice.
This is the room right here.
Yep. I'm grinding experience right now.
Yep. So, Dragon Dark noticed that he was noticing that his experience was different as he was going through the castle, even without killing enemies. And he found out that in this room, for some reason, you gain 60 experience a frame or something.
It's 40 experience per frame that you
40
stand here. It's only the first time you enter the room. It won't happen again after that. So I walk in there and stand still for 25 seconds, and that gives me enough experience to hit level 10. But you don't actually gain the levels. You have to go hit enemies to get the levels themselves.
Yep.
So I just run through the rest of the castle.
Is there a
And when I
setup for that, or
No.
Nope, just walk in and stand there.
You walk into the room and stand still. It's so good. So the good thing about this game is that you can get experience, but you won't get the level until you hit an enemy. So you end up with weird situations where one character will have 20,000 experience more than another one, but be 2 levels lower. Because for some reason they didn't hit the enemy and get experience, or didn't level up. So
Yep.
he has enough experience to be level 10 right now, but he's still level 1 or 2 or whatever. So until he starts beating on enemies, he won't actually get those levels.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay. That's just brilliant, first of all. Next up, let's go with this Arthur glitch then.
I'll let
Alright.
PJ have this one.
So the
Alright.
Arthur glitch
I
is
do.
something that I found by accident, and I've got a clip here that's pretty good. Basically, well, I'll just let the clip play, I guess. Whenever you use any healing spell or any spell that isn't an attacking spell, the character in the first slot gets to attack an enemy as long as the enemy is attacking with projectiles. So it doesn't matter if the character is alive or dead. If someone uses any spell, he gets to attack.
So in this video, Arthur was dead. Arthur's the character in the first slot here. He's dead. This centaur shoots projectiles. And I have my priestess using heal. Every time that she uses heal, Arthur swings. even though he's dead. So if he happens to hit the enemy, like I'll pause it right here after this menu goes away. If he hits the enemy, he gets to do damage.
Oh my goodness.
And it doesn't matter where on the screen the enemy is, doesn't matter what he has equipped. Right there's an arrow, 55 damage, completely dead. So it can be heal minor, that's just the fastest way to do it, because it'll always target the player in slot 1 when the AI uses it. But I've had it work with strength, I've had it work with invisibility, and I've had it work with cure. But, yeah, in that clip, like, Arthur was dead, killed an enemy from beyond the grave, and leveled up and came back to life.
Wow. Alright, next glitch is called Making the Old Man Very Angry.
This was something I found like 2 days ago. I almost thought I had a sequence break from it. What happens is, right at the beginning of the game, they won't let you out of the first area. You'll get to the edge of try to go into the next zone, and the old man will get in your way, and he'll be like, your body can't handle this, you'll die if you keep going, and it'll just kick you out of the area and send you back to the first one. Mm-hmm. But if you press R to bring your characters on screen, before the old man finds you, it'll skip that check, and from what I can understand, it's every so many frames, it checks to see if you're not in the correct zone. And if you can just avoid those checks by pressing R to bring your characters on screen, you can actually progress into the second zone. So I pulled this up on emulator like a couple days ago to see just how far I could get, and I managed to make it all the way to the drawbridge castle without ever visiting the first castle. I managed to get the old man popped up at the castle at one point. Tried to kick me out. I went in and tried to progress the story there, but the game, like the one thing that's actually coded well in this game is that you can't do anything out of sequence. So,
yeah, unfortunately,
the prisoner in the basement isn't there unless you've done the whole first area. So it ends up being completely worthless. But there's another glitch that came with this in that if you hit R at the same time the old man tries to spawn, it'll just kick you out of the area without the old man spawning at all. And when you try to enter it again, if you hit R, the old man's sprite will like the little sparklies will just glitch out, and then he'll just stand there and be very angry at you. And that's where the GIF came from.
All right. I don't know. Let's keep going. I know we're sort of meant to go into Game Week now, but there's only a few more, and these other ones have been so good. Standing still.
Yeah, so it's the strongest defense.
If you're there's certain parts of every place that you can stand. Inside, outside, doesn't matter. Usually the bottom of the screen works perfectly. For whatever reason, projectiles just won't hit you, regardless of what's going on.
They will never hit. Yeah.
You're just completely invincible. So I use this against bosses. I stand like just a little bit down and left from them, and they can't hit me at all.
Here's one.
And I just can stand there. Yeah, like that, right there.
Okay.
I can just stand there and cast over and over, and she cannot hit me with that spell she's using, ever.
Yeah.
Works against every enemy in the game.
Yeah. As long as you don't move, you're completely safe.
I feel sorry for the kid who was younger trying to dodge all these projectiles and like getting really angry at it.
Oh, you mean me a few months ago? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the kid. That's what I said, isn't it? Okay, we got position buffering next.
That's actually another use for the magician. I leave her at the entrance, and then I walk into the boss rooms, and normally after like a few seconds they'll talk to you and then they'll start attacking you. But if you switch characters and then switch back, you restart the timer on their dialogue, so you can actually have time to get in position before they can start attacking you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Alright.
one of the bosses is on the other side of the room, and when you bring all 4 characters in, the other 3 just autopilot over to him, which means they're walking, and he kills all of them, like, straight away. So, yeah, he
Okay,
just
and
brings
then-
one character into the boss and sets up so he's standing in place in a good spot before the boss gets to attack.
Okay, doke. And the last one, and this is... I'm not even going to read the name of this because I think it ruins it, so... you know what? No, I'm gonna read it. This one is called "Possible to Prevent Completion of the Game."
It's actually that position. The spot in the video is actually perfect for that because after you kill the second boss, there's a big dragon that spawns and he gives you an orb. But before he starts talking, it's possible to exit out of the castle, and if you do that, he will never spawn in that room again, and you can never get that orb. So you'll kill the last boss, and you'll only have 7 of the 8 orbs, and you can never finish the game.
Yeah. It's such a good game.
The best, right?
Such a good game.
Okay. Dragon Dark, now finally, I know you sort of went over this a bit earlier. How to learn Dragon.
Well, step 1, don't play it. Just don't do
Right.
it.
Okay. It's good.
Step
Right.
2, if you have a card of it, set it on fire. You're better off.
Just destroy it.
Be careful how you
Remember,
do it, though.
Just to say, kids, don't inhale burning plastic. It is very bad for you.
It'll attack
Okay?
back. If you use fire as a spell, it'll attack back even if it's dead.
When you are destroying your card of Dragon, TSSB would like to remind you, do not breathe the fumes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Right, number 3.
Number 3, do 1 and 2.
All right.
Yep.
So don't play it. Don't touch it. Don't anything. Do we have the Pots and Pans robot music that we can play just before we do
I
records?
can find it really quick.
Yeah, find it really quick, and then we'll do records because I need
Alright.
to hear it.
Alright, we got it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that didn't take very long at all.
PJ's got that one bookmarked, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. It's
It's
fantastic. Fantastic music.
I don't know why. I was just going on YouTube looking for the worst video game voice acting, and then I came onto these links for the worst video game music. I don't even remember what most of them were. There were a few Lagoon ones that weren't labeled as worst music. But,
Yeah.
And then it's just this one, and I was like, well, this wins.
Yeah. That song is... It's the most terrifying thing, because all that enemy does is break everything you have equipped.
That's
just
exactly
crushes
what he
all
did
of
in this
your-
run. Both of my characters are naked because of him.
So good.
Hang on, sorry, what's this video somebody linked in chat?
I don't know.
What's a Gildersleeves link? Is that actually real?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, that's legit.
That's
Here,
legit.
I'll
Wow.
play it.
I want to see this now.
Please don't, it's horrifying.
Oh,
I will play it.
in the Super NES version, she just makes really awkward noises.
Is that real? That's real.
It is real.
100%
It is real.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is very real. Mrs.
Oh.
Pots and Pans, I call her, because in the SNES version, she just makes a whole bunch of awful noise.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
Well, there you
good.
have it, guys. This is why we do bad games showcase week.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Just in case you were wondering, this has a chance of being an awful game done quick at HDQ.
Oh my goodness! Please.
So,
And
voice your
what are the
support for
chances
that.
of encountering the "I love you" thing?
There's a chance. I've only ever fought Mrs. Pots and Pans once, so
Oh,
she kills
right,
my whole
okay.
team.
I had her show up in a run the other day, and she killed the magician before it got on screen. Broke the priestess's armor, and then took off.
Oh my goodness.
It's too good.
She was immediately followed up by Bread Snake wrecking the priestess.
Yeah,
and
Bread
thus ended
Snake
the
is
run.
strong. All right, Flicky, we gotta move on.
I know we have to, but I don't wanna. Okay. Alright. Let me just take a drink.
All right, we're
Records.
okay.
Okay, right. Hello, everybody. That was.
The Sunday sequence break. Are we going? Are we live?
Yeah, we're doing it. It's Game of the Week. We've done Game of the Week. Thank you very much, Jack and there and my.
Wait a minute,
Oh,
these
man.
aren't in the same document I'm
As
looking at.
usual. Right now we're going on to Game of the Week.
No, we're not. Silly.
Yeah, we are. No,
We
we're
already
not.
did
We're doing
that.
records. You're right. We're doing the records of the week, or the best times, or whatever the hell you want to call them. There's been quite a few this week, actually, and a lot of exciting ones in here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll head through those. And I don't think there are really any news. Is there any news or anything we need to get out of the way first?
Probably, but I don't know of it.
I don't think there's anything that wasn't news last week.
Yeah. All right.
I can think of. Okie doke.
All right. Cool. First up, we got The Adventure of Little Ralph, which is a PS1 game that I've honestly never heard of. Any of you guys know this?
Nope.
No?
It's just
Christian?
a platformer. I know that it's a platformer and that I don't know anything about it. That's all.
It's a
I know what I don't
Japanese
know.
platform. Is it 3D?
No.
No. Well, it's a 2D Japanese platform on the... I'm going to quickly open this YouTube video and watch a bit of it while we
Gonna
do
do your
that.
research
But anyway,
now. Okay.
Yeah.
sure.
I'll be an expert and just give me a minute.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
give it a minute, right? But it's a 4952 done by Zeppelin, so congratulations. Okay. I got it. I got the time again. It looks pretty cool. All right, next up, Amnesia. Justine and Amnesia: The Dark Descent were both improved this week by Mr. Weebles, who we have had on the show. How many times have we had on the show? Twice? Or three times? Twice.
At least two.
I think.
At least two.
Amnesia and Banjo?
Oh,
Yes.
and we cut to an object being carried in a 3D.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay.
And it's a shovel.
It's a shovel, so we know what's going to happen. But he says, and this is in the best order because Justine is for some reason before the Dark Descent because we alphabetized it.
Yeah.
But this is the second comment first. Immediately following the Dark Descent record, I switched to Justine for fun, and then beat the record in 2 attempts. Near perfect luck with only a small error at the end. The lowest you could go with this route would probably be about 350. Justine is a DLC for it, but so you got a 354 in Amnesia Justine. Oh, he's about to go through that wall, isn't he? Yeah. Nice. And then Amnesia: The Dark Descent as well. He said got really good luck, but not that great. Aiming for a 2730, but it'll take a lot of patience. If you do like Amnesia, we have actually done an Amnesia episode, which you can go check out, either in podcast form at the website. Check this out. How good's this be?
What a good segue.
I know. So you can go to tssbreak.com and we got all the videos and we got podcast versions for a bunch of episodes. Is there a podcast version for this one? Maybe.
Is there?
The
Would I
episode
think
that
that
we're doing
might
right
be.
now?
No,
Yeah,
I
how
mean
would-
Amnesia. I meant the Amnesia episode.
Oh.
Ah.
Maybe.
I believe there is, actually. I reckon there is. I'm going to take a look.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure that was after we started podcasting them, right?
I think it was one of the ones we said we should make a podcast one out of.
I think you should make a podcast out of.
Oh,
I
snap.
think you should make a
Dot.
podcast. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We do.
Oh, yeah, we totally do.
Look at that.
3 different ways of watching the Amnesia episodes. If you want to learn about Amnesia, hey, there you go. Dang.
Dang.
But I don't really know. He just said good luck, and we know there's a lot of luck for Amnesia. It's pretty monstrous. There you go. Good job, Mr. Weebles. Next up is Batman. Oh man, who wants to Batman? Go on, Batman.
Who wants to Batman?
Who
Hey,
wants-
Christian, are you here? Christian.
Yes.
Yes, can you talk about this one because you're also Swedish?
Yeah, all right. The notes. Or,
Oh,
I'll
we
throw them
didn't
at
give
you.
him the notes because we.
Oh,
were
let me
jerks.
throw them
Yeah,
at you.
we have
Yeah,
last
hosts.
week's notes, apparently.
There you go.
Bam.
They're there.
There we
Hey,
go.
I won. I beat you by a good minute.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, shut you. Pow.
Good. Wow, he's been saving those comebacks.
Yeah, I have no response for that.
Just shut
I'm
down.
kind of blindsided there.
But yeah, Batman.
Yes,
Christian, go for it.
Batman by Dexter in 1019. I'm Batman for now. That's all there is to it. I hope this run triggers some of the other Batman players out there. I'm convinced that we're able to see this game go as low as 10-5 to 10.
10:05 to 10 is pretty
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
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 This is a really great run, I would say.
So what's the status right now? Is this uncontested, or is FunkDoc actually going to...
I think it's uncontested. Somebody said
No,
Funk
no,
Doc's
actually,
Oh.
Bad Breaks is apparently attempting to do some runs.
Ooh, there you go. See, there is a good reason I asked Christian about this beyond the Swedish thing. It just seems to me that every Swedish person I know has watched this run. Like, I'm not really
Plenty of
exaggerating.
non-Swedish person I know has watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying that like
I'm
even just
sure
a random
there's-
Swede off the street has seen this
Yeah,
run?
no,
Yeah.
every Swedish runner I've talked to in the last week has been like, oh, do you see Dexter's Batman run? Oh, no, I haven't watched it. Oh, you should. Like, all of them have done it. Like, it doesn't matter which Swede it is. Every single one. But, I mean, we've seen this game for the last few weeks, and last time this was on, it was like a 1025, wasn't it?
1024, yeah.
1024. Man, I was close.
You were.
And I think Dexter said, yeah, I'm done. Like, not playing this game anymore. But, hey-ho.
That's just kidding. All right,
I said
so
it last time too, so.
Yeah.
No,
He's got some cool wall jumps there, actually. That's fancy. And then you just go beat the Joker, who's surprisingly big. That's my deal with the Joker there.
Yeah.
This looks a bit bigger than he should be.
Batman's a small man in person. They make him look big in the movies and whatnot, but he's a little guy. Little fella. Likes to punch things, climb on walls, you know. Look at that excitement.
I am the knight. I
Hmm.
am fucking Batman at this fucking game.
Very happy he got that run.
Too good.
That's how you celebrate. There you
Yeah.
go.
That is how you celebrate.
That feeling.
I wouldn't know. All right, hey, PJ.
All right.
Let's do
I'm on
Battletoads
it.
runs.
I'm on it.
Yes.
All right, so JC583 and the Mexican Runner have both improved their runs from last week. So JC583 has a 1406 any percent, which is crazy. He says here, getting close to that sub 14. I was... There we are. I was just a half spawn away from doing it, if you catch my drift. But to be fair, I made a ton of minor mistakes as well that needed to be worked out. It can be done. I didn't see this run, but by half spawn away, I'm assuming he means that he got the gear glitch in level 9, which costs like 9 seconds. Basically, one of the forced events doesn't load and you have to kill yourself. Pretty great programming. So in addition to that, the Mexican Runner has a 25-19 Warpless Battletoads. He says here, finally I took the world record back from JC, but I got screwed at Dark Queen. Sub 25 is still possible. These are ridiculously good times.
Well, actually, hang on. Isn't that any percent about 14 minutes, 6 seconds too slow?
It should be 0
yeah,
seconds.
it should be 0 seconds, yeah.
Yes. Well, anyway, the massive improvements from being able to do this skip that has been recently, figured out how to do on console without the left and right.
Yeah.
The
Definitely.
really cool thing is that Battletoads Mexican Run has been getting some good viewers for that.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he really, he definitely found his niche there, and, he's just, there's more and more people watching all the time, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so now he can do stuff like start playing Bart versus the Space Mutants, and you'll have, 150 people watching that,
Yeah.
That was the
which you would
crazy
never have seen
thing.
before in
I watched the
existence.
show back the other week, and I was like, wait, somebody did Bart?
Yeah.
Really?
You mean two
Damn.
people do Bart?
Yeah, I know. The scary part.
Yeah.
I remember Andrew G getting that in the Bad Game Exchange and watching the TAS and being like, well, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty much.
Fiesel, I know this game combines your two favorite things, a game you've run on NES and a 3D remake of said game. So, can you tell us about this?
I'm all over this. Okay. So this is a run of Bionic Commando, just titled Bionic Commando, released in 2009, not to be confused with the original or with Rearmed. So this is an actual 3D game, and the run is an any percent on normal mode for in 112.32 by Kirk. I want to say Kirk.
Oh, I thought it was because it's next to Peaches in this doc that I thought that might be like, yeah.
Okay. That would make sense.
Oh, thank God he's playing as original costume. Yeah.
I didn't know there were other costumes.
Yeah, there's normally Spencer. He's playing as the original Bionic costume.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not like some pink-haired girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
New Bionic Commando. So
he's playing as the male Commando skin. That's right.
He's playing as Master D.
Yeah.
So he has some comments here, I think.
Go for it. Read them quickly.
He says, I played this on a not very comfy setup. Mouse and keyboard on a couch is not a good idea. Other than that, lots of flashy swinging action here. Some good, some bad. Lots of wall hitting, just bad. One death, very bad. And good use of a few shortcuts. Murphigator found a couple new ones for me as well. With that said, this is not the optimal run. Sub 110 is very possible with better luck and execution. But for now, enjoy.
Looks pretty cool to run. Was this game meant to be any good? Or
see, it didn't get a good reception. Most people that I know didn't care for it at all. And honestly, looking at the action of it when he's speedrunning, it looks like it would be really fun. Like, it looks really action packed and kind of varied in the kind of gameplay. And with the swinging, you would assume there's some good like optimization to movements that you can do, like the original Bionic Commando. So it kind of made me want to give this game a try.
Yeah. I think GameSpot was streaming on Twitch the other day, and I watched a bit of it. Because I thought, oh man, this game's meant to suck, but it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it the last time it was on, but I bought this game thinking it would be fantastic, and it honestly is a pretty cool game, but you just can't explore anywhere, because radiation kills you. Like, before it even lets you know, you're just like randomly dead, and then you respawn way back. But it looks like a really, really fun game.
Well, if you actually play the game and do the objectives, it looks like it's fun. But if you want to try to go find cracks in the wall that you can bounce up and down on, then the game will kill you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not going to try that. Radiation. Boom.
Yeah. And you're dead.
All right. Speaking of... there's no radiation in this game. Speaking of preventing radiation, let's talk about Blast.
The cover has a radioactive icon on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. The logo is a radioactive icon. Well, damn it. Speaking of me messing up my segue, shut up. I hate you. I hate you all. But speaking of Blast Core record being broken this week, Fiesel, Peaches broke the Blast Core record this week. It's 26:35, and it says massive improvement.
Yep. It's the only
Blast
comment
Corp
I got.
episode? Are we doing a Blast Corp episode ever?
We probably should.
I don't see why we wouldn't. We can at least get to finally figure out where all these improvements are coming from.
But yeah, that was over 27 minutes last year, so hey, good job. Right, Breath of Fire. Now, I believe Dragon Dark knows about this, or am I just confusing the fact that you have Dragon in your name?
I've contemplated running some other games in the series, so I can take it if you want.
That'll do.
It's a better connection than most, I gotta say. So
yeah.
For it.
So this is Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter for the PlayStation 2. David K5 got a 56-minute in-game time for the any percent single segment category. And he says, unlike other Breath of Fire games, there's a D counter in this game which limits the use of your ridiculously overpowered dragon abilities. This run mostly comes down to careful D counter management and getting some decent RNG. You need critical hits in a few places to have enough D counter to kill all the bosses with dragon form. I beat the final boss with only 0.16% left to spare on my D counter. The run was solid, but the RNG was overall was very average. With insane luck, I think it could possibly go down to 54, which would match the segmented world record on SDA.
Is anybody snickering at D counter? Or is it just me, right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm only 12 years old, so that's still
no, me too. I was glad about that. But yeah, Breath of Fire was one. If a random fact about Breath of Fire, I read an entire walkthrough for Breath of Fire, but I've never actually played any of the games. But I know you can turn into dragons. So is it just that you have a limited amount of you can turn into dragon? Is that how it works?
In this one, yeah. You have a little
Right.
count. You see that percentage thing in the upper right corner. If that hits
Yeah.
100, you game over.
Oh.
Game over. Wow.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's like a corruption meter or something. I haven't played through the whole game yet.
All right. So this is the dilemma because I know Fiesel knows this game, but I also want to ask Christian to talk about it because in Swedish, Chip and Dale are Piff and Puff.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a better one than I got. Go for it.
All right. Do you want to talk about Piff and Puff Rescue Rangers 2, please?
Well, if Fiesel want to, yeah. I
No,
actually
no,
don't know anything
That's fine.
about
To
this
be
game.
honest, I have played Chippendale 1, not 2 very... I mean, I played 2 a little bit, but it's not... all I know about it is that it's like the original, except you can throw your friend into the boss and do damage. So that happens sometimes.
Huh.
So anyway, it's the NE. I'll do it. I don't care.
That's it.
It's the NES US version. The NE was sent in 1719 by Raffiozza.
Nailed it.
Hang on. Yep.
Perfect.
Nice run, but not perfect. Sub 17 is possible. Greetings, Raffiozza. There you go. So I have a few things here I'd like to mention about Piff and Puff. One, I find it interesting that in English, Puff is sort of like a gay person. And in American, it's Chip and Dale, like Chippendales, which is a club where men dance naked. Coincidence?
Maybe
I
we're
don't
just
think
seeing patterns that are related to certain themes
Yeah.
is all. It could just be subjective.
I'm
'Cause
pretty
chips
sure.
are also delicious snacks, and Dale is almost like dill, which is a pickle.
That's
So-
what PJ thinks of, and that
See?
makes a lot of sense to me.
Chips are delicious snacks. And Dale is like dill. I'm just saying, man. Like, I think maybe there's a connection. I don't know what they're called in other languages, but we could have found something out. They could be called like Dick and somebody in a different language, and then we'd
Dick
definitely
and
be on
somebody.
something. Well, I couldn't think of something else.
There's a TV show title for
Dick-
it.
Dick and Jan. I don't know, like just something like that. But the other thing I wanted to mention with Raffiozza. Do any of you know any Italian speedrunners?
No.
I'm pretty sure there are none. I've been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah, I was
I'm
pretty
like-
sure that speedrunning didn't exist in France either. But
Yeah,
then,
no, there's
like,
a
the
few
last
French.
2 years, it just exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
was just
Italy's
thinking
just
about-
biding their time. There's like an Italian Hotarubi somewhere, and we just can't find the
Yeah.
Italian leaderboards.
Yeah,
And he's
that might
got
be
like
it.
a 918 Batman and an
Mm.
8-minute Ninja Gaiden.
The Italian Hotarubi. See, that's
Wow.
if I'm ever asked, like, if you can have dinner with any people from history, like, that's I have one for the list now. Italian Hotarubi.
Italian Hotarubi. His name is Hotarubio. I like it. Okay, so somebody's saying this guy Primal is, so I need to find out about. Oh, Hotarucci, that would be brilliant. All right, yes. Next up, does this one have a highlight video? Because it's in lilac, and I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I think that
it
it does.
Okay. This is Chocobo Racing, which massively disappointed me because I thought Chocobo Racing would just be like an extended version of the Chocobo Racing minigame from Final Fantasy VII.
Mhm.
And it turns out it's an awful looking kart racing game.
Yeah, it really should have been an extension of the Chocobo Racing.
Yeah. So you know how Final Fantasy is very famed for its brilliant soundtrack, and rightly so. And one of my favorite tracks, I don't know about you guys, was the Chocobo themes, the various versions of the Chocobo themes over time. Fantastic. This has more versions of that song than you ever want to hear. In more like biggest stretches of like how far they can put that theme into into a different style of music. And yeah, I don't know. I watched a bunch of the run. It's Chocobo Racing on PS1. It's the NE% New Game Plus. Oh, there we go. Look. In 2358 by Karaoke. And it says that, yes, it's a Final Fantasy racing game. With New Game Plus, you can skip the story cutscenes. Unfortunately, the video decided to crop near the end, but the music is there so you can hear me win the final race. Oh, this is a good highlight video. So anybody who's run a kart racing game, or even just played one, right, knows that you can get stung by items in first place, and I guess, well, that definitely happens here. The one thing I noticed about this game is you get a boost after driving for a certain bit. The boost bar fills up, and you can just boost, so, you know, that's pretty cool.
This actually looks pretty nice. I kind of like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got the same sort of tracks and that sort of stuff. But with the boost, you can just fly off. They don't seem to really have rubber banding in this. But...
Well, that's good. It's nice to
Yeah.
play without rubber banding.
He's been going back and
It's
forth.
very mean. Look at that.
Yeah, but it's only because he keeps getting hit.
This game looks pretty persnickety to me. I don't know if I
Yeah.
approve of it.
It's pretty what?
Yeah,
What's that?
I don't know. I got my dictionary right next to me. I'm looking at it.
Is it 1900 what already?
Oh man, Ebenezer's time to shine.
We got
Ebenezer
Ebenezer
DeCaesar's been
DeCaesar.
waiting for this.
You're looking rather persnickety there today, Ebenezer. Why, thank you. Persnickety. Good job.
Yeah, well done.
So, I mean, yeah, this Chocobo's running, and the one earlier, when I watched, I swear it was rollerblading.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Does it still look like it's rollerblading?
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
rollerblading. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a really weird looking. Like the fact that it exists just confuses me.
It's either that
I'm
or a
glad-
really awkward skateboard.
That was a very nice highlight video of Green to make there. That was very, very nice.
Yeah.
Just one where they get smashed by bad orange.
By every item.
That's
Good
an
stuff.
accurate depiction, though. No
Yeah.
sense in
Alright.
sweeping
Oh
that under
god,
the
what did
carpet.
I do? Oh no.
Oh no, you just deleted something.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Why
I
did we
did
give
it.
it
him right
successfully.
access to this?
I did it. It's alright.
Not give him right access to the stream.
Okay.
Well done.
Chrono Trigger, any percent RTA in 3:37:11 by Opta Junior. That is obviously not New Game Plus because it's 3 hours and 37 minutes.
hmm
That's pretty cool, actually. Good job, Obja Junior. When are we going to hear from Obja Senior?
He was in Obda's chat yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I need to hear from him. But yeah, Chrono Trigger, pretty good game, I heard. Sells for a lot of monies. Does it still sell for a lot of money? It used to, at least. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. There
Yeah,
was
let's
a
go
store
with
here
this.
that tried to sell it for $89, and I laughed at them really hard.
When I was in Cologne, I went to a store that supposedly sold rare games, such as Pokemon Stadium without a box and stuff like that. Just basically the most common Nintendo games you've ever seen, and they had some ridiculous prices. I think it was €50 for a copy of Lilac Wars without box. That's Star Fox 64 for you guys. It's ridiculous. Anyway, enough about that stupid shop. Wait, Pokemon Yellow was there on Game Boy for €10 too. Stupid. Anyway, Crash Bandicoot Warped. Both major category records got beaten this week. Pete the Player got the 229.12 in 105%. Yet for some reason is running Wrath of Cortex at ESA and not Crash Bandicoot Warped 105%. Go figure. No idea why. They don't have comment. And then Stone Knot got the any percent 51.01. I know these guys, they're getting pretty good, or they already are pretty good, but I think they're sort of working on it for the next few bits now, so I expect these to come down some more. And there's some really cool strats in that, especially the 105%. Some of the time trials strats are really crazy. Flying past stuff and skipping around walls and so on. So, yeah. Good job to Pete the Player and Stone Knots. Glad to see the Crash games getting some love.
Yeah.
Yep. And, hey, Darkwing Duck. Who wants to take Darkwing Duck? Come on. One of you
Who
guys must do.
doesn't?
Got it.
Is Joka a Swede? Because that would be a good way to...
He is, actually.
I think he might be, either that or he's
pretty
German.
convinced he is.
Oh, with German Swede? Okay, close enough.
Wait, is he
He's,
German?
he's Swedish or German, something like that. Or American, I don't know. Let's give it to Dragon Duck.
Oh, okay. Way to not take the one I gave you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Darkwing Duck for NES. Any percent in 13 minutes 48 seconds by Joka. How do I pronounce it?
I think it's Joker.
You guys just said it 5 times. I didn't hear you.
That's how it's
Sure,
spelled.
Yoka. We'll go with that.
Let's call him Yoga.
He says, this is just a small improvement over my previous run, about 5 seconds. Hopefully more to come. The main reason I'm running this game again is because Sven showed me a much more stable way to fight Quacker Jack, which also turned out to be faster than my previous way. I also found some new small damage boosts and tricks myself, so I'm looking to clean up this run as much as I can and hopefully get sub 1330. Note, my previous run was 1347, but the way I timed it was slightly off, so it was actually 1353.
All right. Good job. Glad to see you being honest about your old time, in case anybody got confused and or called you out. Good stuff. Devil May Cry 2, this is the...
Come on, you got it.
I just don't wanna. I don't. It's so bad. Okay, this is on the HD collection remake according to the submission. This is a Dante new game plus any percent in 11348 by Zero Blade Edge, who for some reason played Devil May Cry 2. It says overall a great run. Rhino Boss gave the best pattern possible, as seen in the highlight. Some mistakes happened, but overall a great run.
As seen in the highlight.
I don't. There's so many things wrong with this.
No, it's
Firstly,
fine.
somebody ran Devil May Cry 2, and secondly, they ran any New Game Plus, which I get because I wouldn't want to run this game for very long either. But it's just not very good, I guess. Is the point. But I'm keen to see if this is actually a decent run or not. I know he's been working on it because this was submitted. He had one of these earlier on, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wasn't you had
I
one
don't
on a
think so.
previous few weeks? You sure?
I didn't think so, but I can check.
I swear there was one. But anyway,
Power.
I'd like to also though congratulate Zero Blade Edge for not being one of those people who said they were going to run this game and actually just ran it. I will put my hat off to you, sir. So many people have come into my stream and said, "Oh, you run DMC3? I'm going to run DMC2." And there's no capper or a smiley face or anything. And I know they're being serious. And you actually did it. So hats off to you, Zero Blade Edge. Well done. And that last boss fight kill was really quick, so I might have to watch this. Sweet, good job.
Trick
Hey,
successful.
yeah, well done. Zero Blade Edge. That's the name of the guy who did the last run. But this game is Disney's Aladdin, right? What's going on?
Just in case you weren't sure.
I'll just do Disney's Aladdin as well. It's fine. It's Disney's Aladdin on the Genesis. It's a speed run with deaths, apparently. Yeah, that's a good category. Speed run.
Yes.
But it's a 1604 by Brett007, who said, "The excitement of speedrunning this game is very awesome and fun. I love the feeling of nostalgia running through me while playing one of my favorite Disney games. And this is a good one. I like the Mega Drive version better than the NES version. Yeah, I don't know why. I just think it's more fun. But hey, good job to Brett007 for your speedrun with deaths. I'm glad it's with deaths because if it wasn't, it would have just been speedrun as the category. Yeah.
Speedrun is a good category.
Yep. Hey, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. One of you guys, come on. One of
Dragon
you guys.
Dark runs this.
Yeah, I can take this one.
You go for it.
So FF Gamer 86 improved his Mystic Quest run again with a time of 2:29:41, which is just ridiculous for a single segment run of this.
Yep.
He says deaths on Pazuzu twice and a quick death to Za cost the run about 2 to 4 minutes. Other than that, a few trolly normal encounters. Overall, pretty good run. Considering the segmented time, there was a run that I briefly verified way back when that was probably sitting in the upper teens. So, he's within like 10 minutes of a segmented time, which is just ridiculous with a game this RNG heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Segmented runs are sort of disappearing now. Combination of people not wanting to do them and like they're now not even worth watching because single segment ones are better. It's scary. That's cool, but scary. Oh, hey, it's Final Fight 3. It's by Murphigator, so that means... Oh, Feasel, you can do it. Go for it.
Okay, sure. I'll tell you all about this. This is Final Fight 3 for the SNES. This is Hagar, any percent. And it is a 2452 by Murphigator, ! The Mayor. Lucia is up next, is, I guess, apparently what he'd rather tackle next. I don't know. Why would you play any other mode except Hagar? That's my opinion.
I don't know.
But I actually don't know what his previous time was.
Was he previous times, but this is the final time.
The final.
Yeah.
You think he's done with it? Like literally, he's happy with Hagar and he's just moving on to Lucia.
Yeah. Yeah, Hagar is. I think he said Hagar was the most technical of the runs. Just because his infinite is so ridiculously dumb.
Pretty good call, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm confused by this highlight video.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I see where it's going.
This bit I get. The bit of a cereal confuses me. But either way, he picked the best character first, of course, Mike Hagar.
He picked the best character second.
Oh, did he? Has he already done
did
a
Guy
run?
first.
Oh, did I miss it? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the godly infinite. He does 2 jabs and then has to dash and stop dashing and jab again. It's pretty dumb looking.
You can just, yeah, that is.
Spectacular.
It's also really weird if you look at just his head when he does it. I don't know why. It just looks odd.
Don't worry about it.
Because the body moves but the head doesn't. Alright, Arby. Maybe at the beginning there was this... I don't know, man. Whatever. I like this game.
Yeah.
And I like Mike Hagar.
Stop doing that move.
I like this game too. I hate beat 'em ups, but I like this game.
Yeah. You hate beat 'em ups. You run a bunch of them.
No, I don't.
You do.
He
Name
doesn't
2.
consider Battletoads a beat 'em up.
Battletoads and Double Dragon.
Battletoads is a platformer. Battletoads and Double Dragon isn't even a game.
It's not even a thing.
Touche. Alright. The Golden Sun 100% with Save and Quit by Plexer got improved. It's the 43749, which is a 417 in real time. I would like to take my powers as a TSSB person to say that you should all go check out when Plexer runs Golden Sun. Because not only is Golden Sun one of the best games on Game Boy Advance and a great RPG, but Plexer is also a really good streamer. Very informative, good commentary. And his runs are improving slowly but surely. And by slowly but surely, I mean he does one run a week and takes like 10 minutes of the time every time. But
Yeah, classic.
yeah, Golden Sun's a really cool game. 100%, as you, if you don't know, is all the Jin, all of those guys.
All Jin. That's my category.
All Jin category.
I run that category a few times a week.
The problem is when I finish the run, I've got no Jin, so it's a 0% run.
And I forget to stop my timer afterwards too, so I have to keep trying.
So there you go. But yeah, go check out Plexer. That's my thing. I suggest watch Plexer. Also, GTA, the Battle of Gatoni, the GTA run every single GTA game ever thing continues. The PC, any percent in 21853 by Possessed Warrior. Said a 37 improvement over last week, added some new strats with the explosive auto shotgun, autosave warps, and traffic density manipulation. Execution and luck was not as good as this run. Not as good this run. Okay, I gotcha. I believe they run on 33%. I believe they run on 33% traffic density, if you're wondering. So
So
you
what
said
is
so.
this game? Is this like an actually... Is
This
like
is,
an expansion to one of
DLC.
them, or is this a standalone?
Yeah, it's a DLC campaign,
Okay.
and it's pretty long, I guess, like 10 to 15 hours for the first playthrough.
Jeez.
But it's people really liked it. A lot of people say it's the best part. They sort of removed a lot of stuff in GTA 4 that was dumb and added some humor and stuff to it. So it's a very popular DLC. So yeah, and quite a few people have run it now. So
Yeah, I've
Cool
seen
stuff.
it show up a few times, and I have no idea what it is, because
Yeah.
GTA.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah. Right. Jet Set Radio Future. Anybody want to grab this one quickly? PJ, good stuff. PJ, go.
Yeah, sure. I'm on it. All right, Jet Set Radio Future by your boy Graham. He's got a new 8%
Sorry,
time.
it's your boy Graham.
Yep, what'd I say?
Graham.
That's the proper pronunciation.
No, because there's the H there.
Yeah, the H means that the two A's are actually one A. That's what H...
So hang on.
Kind of sounds like A, so...
So is HAM in Graham in America, but HAM in Buckingham is Buckingham.
Correct, yeah. Well, because Buckingham has has more letters in there, and that...
Oh, right. I forgot the rule. I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. I'll give
I'm
you an
sorry.
English lesson afterwards, so you can blend
thanks.
in. Next time, right before you come to America, I'll give you the English lesson. Just
Sure
like the
thing.
ham sandwich.
Yeah, I'm sandwich.
All right, so he says this run is okay for the most part, but by and large was a good time because of a new skip that was found by Hipfire, or Heapfire, if you're flicky and take every spelling literally, allowing us to skip the sewers entirely. At this point, a low 204 or high 203 would probably be a perfect time. He says here, the new skip is a fairly precise jump, but nothing too bad, which allows us to skip a cutscene, which in turn, for some reason, gets rid of the door that's usually blocking the entrance to the bottom point of the sewer.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. There you have it.
So
I'm
did he
assuming
run
that
this on
means
the?
something for someone.
Did he run this on the original Xbox version? Because it says Xbox.
I'm assuming so. Because I
Yeah.
think this is the one that
Actually, this
Trihex
one,
ran.
yeah, wait, this one doesn't have an HD version, does it? Yeah,
Right.
my bad. Yeah,
And
definitely on the
Trihex had
original
to actually
Xbox.
buy the clunky Xbox and spend like the $95 it takes to ship it. Because it's £100.
Yeah. But so they've been working really hard on this. I know a few other guys are doing it. Rueki is one, and there's another guy, but I've now got his name. So they're bringing it down bit by bit, and it's about 50 minutes quicker than it was when Trihex was running it. Although that's so Trihex said, I still have no idea how long it took him to finish these runs. Because it started like 6 p.m. and he'd still be going at 2 p.m. the next day.
Yeah.
So, but hey ho. This is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Do any of you know about Chain of Memories? If not, I have residual knowledge from somebody else.
Sounds like it's you.
Alright. You started saying. You started speaking. I heard it.
Oh, I played through this before.
It is Hipfire. Sorry, it was Hipfire. He was even mentioned in the comment. Whatever. Okay, go on. Go, Dragon Dart.
Sure. This is Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the Sora story, in 3 hours, 2 minutes, 50 seconds by Ghost Wheel. He says, great luck, great execution, and only one minor but ugly mistake. I finally feel that my run is worthy of SDA submission and representing the first installment in this category. I'll be taking a break from this game for now, but I'll be back someday to shave off that extra 3 minutes. What I do know about this category is that it's incredibly luck-based and that you need specific cards to open doors just to progress. So you have to get lucky with the card drops. Sora needs like attack cards of decent value. I don't really know much about the strats though.
Pray for cards. I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
As somebody who's played the Mega Man Battle Network games and decided they'd be the worst thing on the planet to run, I can't imagine why you'd want to do this.
I agree 100%.
Any game with cards? Is there a game with cards that is good to speedrun?
Depends who you ask.
Really?
Some people will say Yu-Gi-Oh! And those people will be wrong.
They are definitely wrong. Okay, PJ, let's get it over with.
Alright. So, I finished a Lagoon run. The first no-death single segment run that's ever been done. The time is 1 hour, 28, and 52 seconds. Yeah, it's a pretty darn good run. I don't even know what to say, really. I mean, I can't really mess up and still finish the game because I'll be killed. So, I mean, more or less everything kind of went how it was supposed to go. Some of these bosses were, like, really close. This is the new Natella strat that I used from Gamer of the Lost. He sent me this strat, and I modified it for a speedrun. But yeah, instead of needing like a really frame perfect stun lock on her, I can just have like a somewhat okay stun lock and then just finish it off later. But yeah, it's a good run. I don't know. I've been working on this game for like 2.5 years, so it's nice to finally have a run that finished.
So many memories. Just watching this.
Yeah, I didn't think it had been that long, but then someone reminded me that I played it at Mike's place after AGDQ 2011. He was like, oh shoot, that
Yeah.
was 2.5 years ago.
That happens with games. It happens with all of them. Someone pointed out to me that I've been running Bayonetta for 3 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's because I didn't even think the game was that old. Yeah, it is. Did you just cut back to Turtle Kano?
Yeah, because it's such a dumb fight. He just sits there and shakes. Yeah, this final boss fight was actually really, really close. I was almost killed, actually. I mean, I was killed, but I had the life ball, so I came back, but then I was almost killed a second time. Like, that first time I died, his hitbox appears the frame before he appears, so it's not even possible to dodge. But, yeah, it was pretty clutch.
It's a good job. This game looks really difficult to actually even do anything in, so... And there it is, Turtle Kano.
Yeah, Turtle Kano. You can never have too much Turtle Kano.
No way. Alright, we got Link's Awakening DX, Game Boy Color, any % no save and quit, which by, oh man, is that a misspelling of his name?
That's it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Jukob. Like, it's not Guio, it's Giu, which is Jukob. Jukob. That could be a Japanese guy. No, it's Italian guy. Wait, why not? What the hell is wrong with me? Whatever. So whoever submitted this doesn't know the name of this game or the name of the runner, but it's a 124-14. I watched him doing attempts of this, but I didn't actually see him get the proper run. But I love this, and there's so many cool new tricks since I watched it with Tigger. Like, instead of having to... Well, okay, in the dungeon where you have the ball that you throw around... there's one part where you're meant to pull this cable out to open the door all the way. They just found a way to just get that cable stuck so you don't even have to pull it and the door stays open. It's like really cool. And yes, we are trying to plan a Link's Awakening episode sometime for TSSB as well. So check that out in the future. Sweet. Hey, Morrowind. Feasel.
Ooh, huh. Me.
Morrowind. Morrowind.
You're a Morrowind. Okay, so we have...
Dang.
Nice. Nailed it. So we Morrowind, okay. What are we talking about? This is Morrowind by Caveman DCJ. He's a guy we've had on SGL before, as I recall.
Yeah.
This any percent in 525. I assume that's real time, then the 355 is in game. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, minutes and seconds.
Yeah, minutes and seconds.
Thanks for that, Flicky.
Just so you know, because Morrowind was a long game for some people.
For some people who don't know how to really play it.
Isn't this the one that that lag.com ran at AGDQ?
Where you fly up in the air and
that's
then
it.
land where you want? Yep.
Yeah.
Here I am, and suddenly not here anymore. Whoop.
Something's going to happen in a moment. Oh, we got some ground.
Was that the Eye of Sauron?
It was.
He flew through
Now
it.
despawned.
So he actually has some comments here. He says, basically, I felt the run didn't have anywhere near enough out of bounds, so I added some. Using the permanent glitch, the permanent enchant glitch available in the unpatched version of the game, you can fortify your speed to infinity and beyond. By doing so, I can go so fast, I just run through walls. If I do this while levitating, I can exit a room's ceiling entirely and just fly to the exit, which beats trying to navigate through that nonsense. By doing this, I can also complete the final quest without actually defeating Dagoth. I do lose a lot of time with poor menu navigation, so not being bad at PC games would shave off some time. So I will probably improve this at some point. But there you go, because who wants to play all that nonsense?
What?
Yeah.
I don't even
This
understand.
game is trippy. Now there's just stars and that, like...
I don't even understand.
Yeah. But okay, so all the Elder Scrolls games are like notoriously glitchy, and Morrowind is just one of those games.
Is he knifing a boiler?
Yeah, just wait. He'll go out of bounds, or something will
Seems
die, or
legit.
something like.
That's how I fix my boiler. That's it. Come over here, you. You're gonna get yours.
The problem is then when you try to go to the car, you end up 2 miles away. Because you went out of bounds and spawned. I don't know. Fuck you. You didn't laugh. I hate you. Hey, Fiesel, talk about golf.
What can I
Distract
say
us.
about golf that hasn't already been said? Let's see. So we've got NES Open Tournament Golf. This is basically, if you remember golf for the NES, this is way better than that. Just so, in case you were put off
So
by
the
that,
three
this
of
is
you
like
who have played NES golf, you better buckle up.
don't worry. This isn't that game. This is the awesome golf game that all the cool kids were playing while you were playing regular NES golf. So Darkwing and Sven apparently have been having it out at golf, and this is all, escalated in a relatively short period of time. But it looks like we got a fight for NES golf on our hands, and so Sven submitted some times in the middle of this week, and Darkwing couldn't let that stand, and so he did a NES golf stream where he did all 3 of them back to back, and so he got these 3 times: the U.S. course a 12:06, a UK course 12:16, and Japan course 12:15. And so all these are 18-hole courses, and it's like a pretty straightforward game as far as like most of this goes here. Like you, just based on the different wind patterns you get, you would choose, make slight changes to where you aim the ball. But for the most part, he's using the same strategy each time around. The thing that makes
Just
this weird
seems to be to put top spin on it and hit
yeah,
it.
well,
Yeah.
some of it's the bottom, but it sort of depends. The thing is that I think the greens are random, and on each of the holes, the position of the hole is one of several possible locations. So he doesn't know exactly what he's going to get each time, but there's a small enough set of patterns that you get used to it.
Nice shot.
Yeah, so he's got some really nice ones here. I think he was minus 14 strokes on the 18 holes on this US run. But this is the troll shot that has to be in the video.
Oh. Yeah. These
Had to
games
get
are actually
Darkwing to
surprisingly fun, or at least they were in 1995. When I played the Game Boy version of
still
it.
is,
but-
man. I love it. I have this like PC golf game that still sort of works, even though parts of it go really fast. But it's a lot of fun.
There you go. So Mario / King Jong Il there with some speedruns of golf. Good stuff. Right. These will just keep going. It's New Super Mario Bros. Wii.
Okay, cool. We'll move on to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This is the PAL version, 100% run, meaning he gets all the coins and does all the levels, or all the exits of all the levels. But you all are in 334.50. He says, this was a really good run, but I forgot a coin in Bowser's Castle, which cost me about, I can't even see it, 640, is that what that says?
Yep.
Which would have put me under
Yeah,
330.
that's it.
That sucks. You have to replay the thing because you missed a coin. But it's like a 3.5 hour run, so I can see why, you deal with it. But pretty good. I like this. I like this idea of getting all the coins. We're seeing this in Super Mario World now too. That Golden's playing the all coins, presumably at SGDQ, and it really adds a lot more to the level besides just holding right and jumping. Because there's not even a heck of a lot of really technical stuff in this game. It's basically just like a straight up, reflex testing kind of platformer. I mean, there's a few little things, but getting all the coins definitely gives you a lot more to, to have to think about in terms of planning. So I like this category. And should I just keep going on through Ninja Gaiden 2?
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
sure.
down
Do you
on-
just want
we're down on
to
rest
round
list.
off the show? Yeah.
Yeah, just
Finish the rest of
finish it
this?
up.
All right, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a massage or something. Like, it's just.
All
I'm gonna
right.
go finish the all gin category.
I tell you what, let's race.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Ninja Gaiden 2 for the NES. This is the pacifist run that Duckfist got the other day in 1622. And I actually didn't get a chance to see this, but pacifist is, it's a great category, especially for Ninja Gaiden, because they just throw so many enemies at you. Especially in this game, there's some screens where it's just like enemies are just spewing onto the screen from all edges, and
Yeah.
like I can't even imagine trying to get through there without killing any of them. So check this out.
Do we know anything about how many deaths or continues he had to use?
I actually don't know.
I don't know,
make something
because
up.
the original strat was 3 planned game overs, wasn't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah, I think so. I don't know if that was changed or.
I think it maybe been improved, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty ruthless game to do a pacifist for.
And scarily only like 3-4 minutes slower. Actually, no, wait, 2
It's like
is...
5.
But still like 5 or 6. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
confusing the times. But that's still ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Okay, so next up is Nox. I don't know if any of you have played Nox. I haven't, so... Do we have any volunteers for Nox?
Well, Pyoxt
Nope.
is Finnish, which is pretty close to Sweden.
Oh, that's close to Sweden.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, yay.
Can you read this in a Finnish accent for us?
Oh,
No.
yeah. No is the correct answer.
This is the right answer.
I really
well
wanted to hear it, but oh well.
done. Your prize is getting to read Nox. So, hey.
Yes. Well, Nox for the PC by Pyoxt, segmented wizard run in 3520. Hey guys, just finished my segmented wizard run again. Even though I said
Hang on a
last
second,
time
Christian. Wait a minute. PJ, you're playing a Diablo 2 video. This is meant to be
No,
Nox.
it's fine. We ran out of footage, so I'm just playing right now. I mean, I've been playing through the
Okay.
show, and I'm just doing a screen cap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Carry on, Christian.
All right. After submitting my previous time of 38.51, 2 more runners started to work on the game. New tricks and route optimizations were found. Shu, I think, is working on Conjure run, and Onin is working on a Warrior run. So I decided to improve my Wizard run again. Thanks to Onin for pointing out improvements in segment 3, when I had already done 90% of the run. Forced me to really do most of it. Even though the almighty apple bump isn't used in this run, do you know what he's talking about?
What apple bump?
That's
No, your guess is as
fantastic.
good as mine.
The apple bump is actually a dance move that originated from England in the 1960s. So
Is that what the
Don't worry
dancing
about
guy
it.
on the screen is doing?
He's doing the
Is he
apple.
doing the
no, he's not doing the apple bump.
Is-
He's doing something different.
Wacko must be doing the apple bump.
The apple bumps, it's really good. It's cool. I'll show you next time we're in AGTQ.
Okay.
Well, thanks to Shu for finding it. Biggest time savers compared to old run. 1. Selling the sulfuric flare stuff to afford an early haste spell book. 2. Using a damage boost from an ogre's punch and simultaneously shooting a fireball in his face to zip through a door instead of using a swap location spell to reach an ogre boss. 3. Skipping getting the push spell and using fireball traps to get past the death race in the last chapter. That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
It sounds
okay.
impressive. Yeah.
I just read apple bump from the chat. It's basically another use fruit to push you through walls glitch.
Oh no, fruit pushing you through walls.
It happens a lot, more often than you think. Don't drop your oranges, kids.
Yeah.
You never know where you might end up.
I don't even buy them anymore, because last time it was a dangerous car ride home.
Oh no, I dropped it. Oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
glitched
took a
through a
turn
wall.
too hard and the oranges spilled out of the bag, and then I don't understand. I landed in North Carolina, so...
And now I'm watching my car drive around the corner into the middle barricade from the side of the road. Alright. 2 Paper Mario records got beaten this week. N64, obviously the original Paper Mario. The All Cards and the Any Percent by Anatomies, which a 337.03 for the All Cards and a 240.48 for the Not All Cards. And there are nice little comments here, which is very nice for us to read. For the 337 All Cards run, Anatomies says, pretty sloppy early on, with some unlucky power bounce caps and a mistake in Chapter 6, but I pulled it together in the last 2 chapters, which were near perfect, with the exception of 2 bad encounters and bad final Bowser RNG. That's good. Good job. And then for the any percent, he says, shout out to Worcester and his 2 out of 2 world record raid luck for me. So that would be Worcester raids, good for your luck. World record runs, yeah. The run was literally perfect all the way until the final Bowser fight where I lost a minute. Don't care though, still super happy with the amazing time. Yeah, good job. Glad to hear it. Until you watch it back and realize, oh, hang on, I made like 6 minutes of mistakes, because that's how it always works. So horrible. Yeah, I'm done with that time. It's great. Yeah, I watched it back and there's a mistake here. Huh? Oh god. No. No. Alright, and there's also a Paper Mario Sticker Star, which I believe is the 3DS one. Is this the weird one?
Probably.
like,
It is
confused-
the 3DS
yeah.
one, so yeah, I'm
I
sure.
think this is the weird one that we will get very confused at when we watch. This is a 40705 by Rixos or Rixos. And it says... Hang on, somebody's saying it's Rykos and that's not the right name. I don't know. But so this run is far from perfect, and we're still working on fine-tuning the route and pushing the time down. My goal is to get the run down to below 4 hours. I'm convinced that it shouldn't be too difficult to do that. You'll definitely be seeing more of this game in the future. So there we go. Good stuff. Hey, let's move on. We'll hear a different voice for a moment. Oh,
What?
I thought I heard PJ make a noise.
Oh,
Dragon
I'm just
Dark.
excited because it's page 8.
Oh, okay. Dragon Dark, read this. Pokemon one. It's
Pokemon Fire Red, game I've never
Yeah.
played.
What?
It's a remake of Pokemon Red.
How'd you never play
I
it?
never
I
played
thought
that
it
one
was
either.
like mandatory.
Sorry, wait, how
for-
have you never played a Pokemon game?
I've avoided it.
I have
All
to
this
admit
time.
something too.
You've played Draken, but you've never
No,
played
wait,
Pokemans?
seriously. Feasel, you haven't played a Pokemon game.
No.
What?
How have you done? Oh, at least from Feasel I can understand, because you weren't, like, a kid in 19 whatever.
He was a
19
dad, though.
whatever. He was a dad, you're right.
I
Dragon
think I'm
Dark,
older
you
than
have-
Diesel.
You think you're older than Feasel? I don't
I
know.
think he is. But either way, give
I
us a
have
pass.
no
on-
idea.
No, so
I'm
Pokemon
so
Fire Red
confused.
is actually one of my favorite games ever, so it's a good thing that it's me reading this.
That's good stuff.
For the Game Boy Advance,
I'm so
round 2 run
confused.
by Worcester. The 35350 is the run everyone's been talking about. It's a 343 in-game, and I think you should absolutely check it out because it was my favorite run that I watched this week.
Oh, good stuff.
I like Worcester. What can I say? See, there we go. I'll be.
Funny guy. He's a
How
funny
could you
guy.
not like that guy?
I'm just trying to figure out how old everybody is because now I'm confused. But hey, let's forget all about that and talk about a brilliant game, a brilliant run, and thankfully playing as the best character.
Yeah.
The Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction run. This is the N64 version of the classic. The US version, 100% Buttercup run. We all agree Buttercup's the best Powerpuff Girl, right?
Pretty much. We didn't hear any opposing voices to that.
Yeah, perfect. And this is by Buff Seagull in 133. And does he have a comment? He does. This game is not glitched, it's just really short. At the start I changed the amount of rounds to 1 and then proceed to mash the A and Z buttons, causing me to bounce on the other character, which is the fastest way of dealing damage.
I think I'm getting the hang of this game. I could probably
Yep.
do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that this wasn't NES Kamikaze, because it's
Yeah.
under 2 minutes and requires only using 2 buttons.
And
And
it's
it
an
said
N64.
64.
And N64, right.
It's
I suppose
It's
this
a good
is
run.
optimized to hell. Is this one that like is deceptively hard to beat just because there's very little to it? So one of
Yeah,
those
it
things.
actually isn't. There's like some lag, like as you can see there.
Yeah.
Oh, like lag reduction is. Oh,
yeah,
it's true.
there's some lag reduction. And it's just
Terrible
a lot of
lag
dive.
reduction in this.
It's a lot of dive kicks.
Yeah.
They gave all the characters their own name. So, like, instead of being, what's their name? I've totally forgotten the
Gangrene
name.
Gang.
That's the Gangrene Gang. He's called something else that I didn't really want to say on air. But what's the girl with the she's called Princess something, isn't she?
What are you even? Give me a
The
context.
ginger hair. What's
Yeah, I
wrong
don't
with
remember what
yeah.
her name was.
But she's called Ginger Bitch on their splits, for example. What's her
Yes,
name,
that's
dude?
right.
Princess Money. It's more money or something.
Warbucks is what.
Morbucks.
Chat says.
Right, Princess Morbucks. There you
I don't
go.
think
So
I
she's
ever knew.
there you go. And she's called Ginger Bitch and so on. But you should watch this run. Did you play the sound or not?
We just watched the run. No, I didn't play the sound.
It's all right. That means you should all go watch this with the sound on because the celebration at the end is brilliant. So there you go. That's my little thing for you. Cube actually, because I got fed up and not knowing anything about Cube, I watched a whole run of Cube.
What?
By
Wow.
Ethan. I know the whole run.
I'm. A whole run.
It was either that or go to work, and I thought, stuff it.
Right, yeah.
But this is the PC Any% 2840 by Ethelon. And he says, a good time to be a cube runner right now, as a recent influx of new runners has resulted in a lot of new tricks and glitches being found. A month ago, we thought the 2845 was the ultimate run, but with new stuff being found almost daily, I think that with the current knowledge, it can come down to a 2810-ish. The run was okay, but mostly a result of the new strats. I thought that was a comma. It's not.
Oh,
I lost
man.
16 seconds
Mortal enemy.
to not getting what we call the RNG block bug. I lost a bunch of time, generally sloppy gameplay. I definitely plan on improving this, but for now, I'll try some other games as I start practicing VSA. It's this cube game where you move cubes around and solve puzzles and you put cubes in holes and stuff. That's what it's like. Alright. Hey, speaking of Ethelon, he also did a game called Quantum Conundrum. Oh, is this the cool looking... Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool one. Somebody moved cube to below Quantum Conundrum. Who did that? That wasn't me.
I didn't.
PJ, do you want to talk about Quantum Conundrum?
Oh, I'd love to.
Go
Alright,
for
so
it.
Ethelon got a 55-22 on the any percent for Quantum Conundrum. And he has a comment for us. He says here, I picked this game up about a week ago as part of my Learn to Speedrun Every Indie First-Person Puzzle Game campaign. It's a very fun run which relies heavily on the unintended mechanic of flying on objects utilizing the fluffy dimension. Alright.
Hurry up.
This run breaks the previous record by about 3 seconds, but had a lot of small mistakes in it, and the game can relatively easily come down to sub 55, probably even sub 54.
I don't think I've ever seen this before, so it looks like he's picking up objects and then jumping down on them and grabbing them. That's a new one. I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's definitely a new trick. Oh boy.
Oh no.
This
Watch
does
out,
look
that's
weird.
a big one.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
I'm
Yeah.
watching. I'm still watching.
That's a pretty cool campaign, though. Indie first-person puzzle game campaign.
Yeah.
The couch.
Yeah, that is. I don't know what other indie first-person puzzle games there are, but there's that Paint one. You should, and then there's what's that one called? My friends play all the time.
Cube.
No. It's a pretty open, ended, question, that one, isn't it? Hey, what's that theme that none of you...
Right, the game that those people that you don't know about play? They play it all the time, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be anything.
Good stuff. Enjoy it, Ethelon. Have fun, and while you still enjoy them. Next up is Rocket Robot on Wheels, N64 US 100% run of the classic, right? We're all big fans of Rocket Robot on Wheels, right?
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I keep a copy under my pillow when I go to bed at night.
Yeah. To the people saying Portal in chat is not an indie game, so listen properly.
Yep.
You guys. God. All right. 32307, and there is a comment here from Mashister. And it says, this run is as optimal as it can get. Really? I may have lost a few frames in JoJo's world, but it's still better than the current task. But who am I kidding? The run is garbage. I died a bunch, spent way too long in JoJo's world. I got lost a couple of times. This is still technically a console world record because the only other one is a 142 on an emulator, which the video Twitch took down. His second best is 148, but it's also an emulator. The thing I found while doing this run is the emulator has virtually no lag, but the console lags everywhere. It's caught me by surprise and accounted by some of our mistakes. We'll be improving this to hopefully close to the Azores time, if not better. Well, I hope so, because that's a lot slower. Lot slower. Hey, Scribble Noughts United, Unlimited. Blah, blah, blah. This is the PC US version backpack percent. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a really weird percent category name. Well, backpack percent. Oh my god. Backpack percent is really dumb, basically. Let's put it that way. It's a 3556 byte untouched. He says, this
Oh,
is why I don't use the backpack in my normal run. The glitch lets me put Maxwell and Starlight into my backpack, and then you just take the Starlight out of the backpack, and then you've done the level. You know, that's it. Apart from that, the run is just going fast as hell and typing fast as hell. And when he says typing, he means typing backpack again and again and again. I'm hoping I can get sub 35. It won't be easy, though. That's this run. It's typing the word backpack.
That's amazing.
See, that's not a joke. Like, I
That's
would
not
have
really-
thought that you were joking with me, but
Oh, no. Backpack's a hotkey.
No,
Oh,
I
never
know.
mind.
it just sounds
Only
great.
it's a joke. If
Wow.
only.
That's amazing.
All right. Hey, look, would you believe it? Kate is still beating the Yoshi's Island 100% run. 239.09 now. You got no comment, but
What a
you know,
beast.
yeah,
What a beast.
that's pretty crazy.
That's a pretty ridiculous time.
Yeah.
I could imagine that's pretty low. Probably, I don't know how many bonus games there are. None? One? Two?
Probably none at this point.
Not many. He usually gets none. He tends to get none. So
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Good
think
stuff,
at this point,
Kata.
all the 100% runners more or less know
yeah,
how to skip them.
yep. Oh,
Oh,
Star Fox Adventures.
Uh-huh.
I didn't expect that. I'm not going to talk about this game.
Yes, you
I
are.
refuse. No, I'm not. You can't make me.
Want to bet?
Don't make us all sit in silence.
I will turn this car around. Well, fine. I will take care
Diesel.
of it then.
Oh
sure.
no, Jesus going to do it.
That sounds good.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we got a Star Fox Adventures Any Percent run by Bambucha in 5 hours, 14 minutes, 11 seconds. It says in the comments here, this run was 7 minutes, 22 seconds faster than my previous record. About 4 minutes are due to an out-of-bounds glitch I haven't used before, which skips getting Super Groundquake and the teeth in Walled City, which is shown in the video. So I guess that's what we're seeing here.
Did Samurai Man not have a better time than this, or was that a segmented run I'm thinking of?
there was a segmented run that was like 800 segments.
Yeah.
It was pretty notorious for being like the most segmented run in history.
This is
Challenge accepted.
bizarrely long game. Whenever I see someone go out of bounds and the game's still 5 hours, it's just so confusing to me.
Yeah,
Like, what is in this game that makes it take so long?
probably 4 hours of
Everything.
cutscenes.
Actually, you're probably right.
That's usually what it is, but yeah, I have no idea.
The world's huge, and there are a lot of cutscenes, and I don't think they're
Right.
skippable.
God damn it. All right. Next up, we got a bunch of Mario Brothers records. Hey, all the first three. That's pretty good. Andrew
Yeah.
G got a new Warpless in 1919, and the comment is the G.
I believe this is from last week. We just forgot to mention it
Yeah,
because we're
I thought
terrible.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's worth
Mar-
mentioning again.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if not. This is, again, after Andrew G talked about how much he hates running Mario Brothers and he's going to take a break, and then 2 weeks later, hey, I got
Yeah.
Mario Brothers record.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Super Mario Brothers 2, CAC beat the any percent for that. That's 843.
Yeah,
That's
that run is insanity. CAK runs some really, he makes some really good speed runs. He did the Metroid run that I'm a huge fan of.
oh
now
yeah.
The Super Mario Bros. 2 run. It like
He did,
there's
is
so
that
much
the
cool
new
stuff in this.
Metroid run where he's just ridiculous?
Yeah,
right?
it's like 15
Yeah.
minutes long or something.
And his mother brain's like insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was him.
Right.
Same guy. This one
Wow.
he uses like some really, really crazy stuff. It's
Yeah. He doesn't freeze the Rinkus. He just kind of goes for Mother Brain straight away.
Yeah.
He just point blanks Kraid, like just walks right up and is able to mash him before you run out of your 2 boxes of health.
Yeah, no hesitation on the statue skip either.
Yeah.
But anyways, his Super Mario Bros. 2 run is mad good. He has a lot of really cool skips. He does that cool thing where you climb like through the floor on ladders. You throw a Shy Guy and yourself and climb through the floor, and it warps you somewhere you shouldn't be. I don't. It's a really good run. I enjoyed watching it.
And this one's interesting because I just spotted the name. I assumed it would be Karua, but yeah, Mario Brothers 3, NES any percent warpless 52.59, so cutting that 53. And that's just by Mitch Flowerpower. So
Yeah.
cool. Nice to see another runner of that.
Mitch,
He says,
Mitch, I think, was here before Karua. Mitch.
oh yeah, I
beat,
think he was.
Yeah,
but
he beat
Karua
Andrew G
was
like 2 years ago or something.
yeah.
But so he's been around for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know he was working on it. Yeah, I don't remember Mitch being there definitely, but I thought just assumed it was still Karua.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And this I like. Needs proper timestamp on the link. Run starts about 8.5 hours in. Now that's a stream.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Hey,
that's what we like to see.
PJ, tell us about this Super Metroid 100%, because there's a nice long comment there for you to read.
I'd love to. So, Epically Epic apparently beat Zost. Got a 121.14 in the 100% Super Metroid. He says here, I finally managed to get a decent 100% run that I can be somewhat comfortable with. This is my first in-game 50 that ties the Hotarubi record that stood for so long. This run uses a bit of an outdated route that is more suitable for races, but I will probably start making some changes very shortly. Now some things about the run. I had pretty good boss luck throughout, only losing about 5 seconds to Fantoon. I started out pretty badly with varying losses in my splits. I gained lots of time throughout the whole middle section and ended up beating my PB by a little under a minute. My Torian unfortunately was pretty bad, and I lost a good chunk of time there due to a Metroid grab and messing up the Crystal Flash trick. I know this record probably won't stand long with Zost being the beast that he is, but I'm happy that I can finally say that I had the only record I really cared to have in speed gaming.
That's nice.
Happy ending for him.
You know, if Zost takes it back, you can always just beat him again.
That's true.
Yeah,
he
I
did it.
forgot
You
that
had
you
to
can
plant
do
his
that.
flag on the mountain there.
yeah.
I thought that when your record gets broken, you have to destroy your game and sign a contract saying that you'll never play it again. But
Smash it to pieces.
dang,
No, that only applies to Draken.
that's only Dragon.
That's,
No, that's what
yeah,
you
that
do
suddenly
before
makes
you run
sense
Dragon.
why people run games. It's like, well, there's a chance that I might have to play this game in the future. So if I get the record and then someone else beats it, then I never will.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Lagoon, in you go.
Yeah.
All right, Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. Any of you want to talk about it? I've talked enough.
Oh shoot! I don't have video for this.
Already?
Too bad.
Well, too bad.
Oh well.
Fiesel, read the comment.
Okay then. He said this run is why don't I read what it is? This is a beginner's warpless run, so no warps. In 22:43 by Gentleman Elite. He says this run is 2 seconds faster than my with warps run I submitted last week, and I knew that run was trash. That will be improved too, but it is a lot more reset heavy due to Stage 8's green goal. This is beginner warpless, where I cannot take any of the warp goals to skip levels. This is slower than with warps due to that fact. This is a deathless run, which I'm fairly happy with. I will be improving this run, however, as there is some sloppy movement. Sub 2240 coming one day. This is my first speed run I did in my Mudkip onesie. Wait, really? The first speed run was Mudkip onesie. Well, good. Hashtag swag points is appropriate there.
I think the fact that he didn't say it's the first thing I did in my Mudkip onesie scares me.
Once I got all the initial stuff out of the way, then
Huh.
May 12th, 2012. First breakfast in my Mudkip onesie.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that's a
April
road we want to go
19th,
down.
2013. Trying to find things I can still do in my onesie that I've never done before.
that first
Off
time.
to the gym.
Went on my first date in my Mudkip onesie. Not going to be repeating this.
Huh.
But yeah, Monkey Ball's a pretty hard game.
Yeah.
Good job.
Huh.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Terranigma. PJ.
Yeah. All right, I'm on it. So, Sakegeist got... I'm assuming that's what that is. He beat Lemon's record. So this is Terranigma Japanese version.
By how much, though? Do you want to tell them by how much?
Like 4 minutes, I think.
No, like 15
Wait a minute.
seconds.
No, Lemon beat his by like 4 minutes. So now, 15 seconds it says.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, I thought Lemon had a 4:08 before, but he beat that one. Anyways, Sake Geist got a 4-hour, 2-minute, 45-second run. He says here, this was a terrible run, of course. We've got our column here for is this terrible, and it's checked off.
Yeah.
I had an unintentional death in Luron, and really bad RNG/execution in some parts of the game. With new strats, I still managed to be ahead of Lemon's old record by 3 minutes before the Dark Gaia fight, and then, well, Dark Gaia happened. Still a 15-second improvement over the old record. We came up with a lot of new strats, so I expect this time to be completely destroyed within the next week. Sub 350 is definitely doable, maybe even faster than that. A really good time to pick up this game for anyone interested. With the new strats, it'll be a race to see who can get a good run first, and this game is really easy to learn.
Yep, I can confirm all of that is true because I talked to Lemon about it.
Yeah, I can confirm that's true as well, because I was planning on learning it before I got distracted by everything else.
Yep.
It's mostly RNG.
Yep.
Disaster.
All right. Thankfully, Ethelon has provided us with another indie first-person puzzle game. He's got a speedrun of The Ball, which is on PC, 80%, 130/40. And he says, the run was okay, but I had a couple of costly mistakes and bad RNG. My goal of this is sub 130 for now. The ball is, you have an absolutely huge ball that follows you around, and you pretty much solve puzzles by sliding it into places. That's true. I'm not joking. There's a giant ball.
Or something.
Solve puzzles by sliding it into places.
You do. That's it. It's the ball.
Sorry, I'm still 12.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Simpsons Hit and Run on PC. I guess so. Simpsons game in any percent in 1:43:12 by Duke Bilgewater. The first of Duke's runs this week. He says, thanks to Scion, I found a way to cut the current world record in this game by 22 minutes and ruin the 80% category forever. Instead of actually playing the game fast, you restart missions 6 times fast in order to fail them on the 7th time and skip them. This lets you skip half the game. Since I started running the game to actually play it and not to fail missions and navigate menus for 30 minutes, I'll probably drop 80% after I reroute and pick up all missions instead.
Wow. What a good... What?
God damn it. God damn it.
This looks like...
I remember owning and finishing this game, but definitely having played it all the way through. But I can only think of the Simpsons Taxi game. I can't even think of what that game is. It's Grand Theft Simpsons, right? Is what you said.
Yeah,
but
basically is what it looks like.
I don't remember it at all. I only remember what was the taxi one called?
I have no idea. Not even a little
Dude,
bit of an idea.
Road Rage. There we go.
Simpsons Road Rage.
All right, hey, it's the zoo race.
Moving on.
It sure is.
Do we say anything for the zoo race, or do we have a video we just play?
We just played the video.
Yeah, I
and
think that's all.
All right.
We can do.
the comment is Kane the Cougar. That's not really what the comment is.
All right. Okay, let's go.
Alright, this is 100% hard difficulty, running 1206. Duke Bilgewater, apparently not content to let Peaches have the spotlight to himself,
Oh, goodness.
is taking over.
Oh, God.
Do you want to read the comment for him, Feasel?
Sure. He says, love the Lord your God with all your heart. I accidentally beat the world record during a race, thanks to some new skips that Elemental Guard and I found. So there you go. New skips in Zoo Race? I can't believe it. The game didn't seem very broken to me.
In first place, Kane the Cougar. In second place...
What a game. Yeah,
Wow.
whatever.
Look at this. It's the best thing I've ever seen. Oh wait, no train? That's so sad. The train was the best. It would run you over and then you'd be in the driving seat. Alright. So, I don't know, Zoo Race for Awful Games 2014?
Oh,
I don't...
needs to be.
Sleeper hit.
Yes. Hey ho. Right. Oh wait, sorry, we got to watch this whole clip.
No,
movie.
no.
The blast off.
That's it.
Oh
done.
no.
We're done. We're done with this.
Zoo race. Okay. SVA has been hard at work this week at getting both the Majora's Mask and the Ocarina of Time all dungeons records.
Yeah, is all dungeons... Is that MST, or is that something new?
No, it's different. It's not MST. It's no trials. And
No T.
It's no T. It's not MST. I know that for sure because we had Cosmo explain it.
Yeah, well, I'm a bad friend, so...
Anyway, we have some comments here. There's a new route. Oh yeah, there's a new route in Majora's Mask. They changed the order. They do Spirit Temple first. I want to say
He's
that.
got a pace spin here.
No, I gotta remember.
He's got to remember
think
on his own.
They do that first, and there's some new trick stuff.
Did you just say
I don't
Spirit
know.
Temple in Majora's Mask?
I don't know.
That doesn't exist.
I don't know. Right? It sounded like a temple that could exist.
Nope.
I don't know,
You've
dude.
just been
They did-
exposed. But anyways,
What do you mean?
you
Exposed
beat
as what?
Enop,
You beat Enop.
so there's got to be something going on.
I don't think I've been exposed. I think I always knew nothing about Zelda.
Been
Of all of
really
us, you
obvious
clearly know
about
the
not
most,
knowing anything about Zelda.
Yeah. And he also got the old dungeon. He said, I got the world record, but I failed collapse skip. The new route is really good. For both games. There's new routes for both.
Yeah.
And they're really good. So the new route for Majora's Mask, which is why it takes 145 to finish Ocarina of Time, is because you do Spirit Temple first in Ocarina of Time. Then you go back to Majora's Mask.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
Hey
what
ho.
I thought. And then you get the Wind
Well-
Waker.
Yeah, and the Wind Waker was also being this week. In the Japanese any percent tuner category, basically the good category. In 40, 36, 36 by Cosmo. And there's no comment, because it's Cosmo.
Yep.
Fantastic. And we have one last one.
We have one last one.
We do indeed.
Here it is.
And it's a huge comment. I love this game, but I don't want to read that whole comment, so somebody else can do it.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Oh,
All right, Christian.
Christian, off you go then.
Okay. Beautiful Joe. Let's see here. 2930 by Teaminator. Ladies and gentlemen, 2930 has been hit, finally. That's good news. Everything that I needed in regards to luck fell into place, and I was able to capitalize when required. There were virtually no major mistakes in this run, except for, well, one of the particular sticks out. While this run had everything I needed, it also contained the biggest choke I believe I have ever had. It's the Fire Leo fight. Typically, I can take him out in one cycle, meaning that I only get him one chance to jump out of the lava, throw rocks at me, and go through a single ballerina cycle.
That's
I
true.
did that.
It is a ballerina cycle. It's not the wrong word. Just to clear that up, that is literally the correct word.
Okay. I did not jump quite high enough during the end of a fight when I had to complete my zoom slow red hot kick. The kick needs to connect twice for enough damage. It only connected once, and as a result, he got away from me. That cost me 12 seconds, which would have put me far below 2930. On the bright side, I started to doubt that going far below the 2930 was possible. This run brought back some hope in frustrating way, but it's what it is. In any case, enjoy the run if you give it a look. There were improvements on every chapter except chapter 6 for obvious reasons, so it's not over yet.
I know there's a bunch of people also picking up Beautiful Joe as well, so expect this to drop some more.
Cool.
Some good stuff. Good job, Team 864. Sweet. Are we good? Are we good?
We are good. We are done. That's all the
we
records.
hit it.
All right. Lovely. Excelente. We'll do some shout-outs then, I guess, or I guess we'll just do that right away. You guys also need to decide on who we're going to raid, and we'll talk about what's coming up next week, but we'll start off with the shout-outs. Dragon Dark, have you got anybody you'd like to say hello to or anything? Or Pimp?
I guess I can give shout-outs to the Castlevania and RPG channels on IRC. Even though I don't say much, I just kind of lurk and read things and the occasional comment, like 2 hours late. Want to give anti-shoutouts to PJ for introducing me to Draken.
The pleasure's all mine.
I can't think of anyone else right now.
All right, Christian.
Well, I don't really have anyone in particular, so shout out to the SRL community for hours of entertainment, and thank you guys for inviting me today.
That's all right. You made a terrible decision a couple months ago, and we're now rewarding you for it. That's all it is.
And Bayou Billy is the winner in all this, because Bayou Billy gets all the attention.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's a great game, really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. So, as you may have, I don't know, twigged from when we flat out said it live, we are going to do a records episode. We actually, for the first time, were due to do a records episode. The idea is every 5th episode is records week, and we didn't mess up for the last 4 episodes and not organize something. So, hey, it's actually going to be records next week. We have no idea who to pick, but it will most likely just be 2 guys we haven't had on the show before and 2 other people we probably have had on the show before. So we need to get our thinking caps on, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Find some guests.
I misplaced my thinking cap.
All right.
All right, and
Well,
also...
No, go on. I was going to say you should give us lots of records to talk about, so you should actually come visit our site and check out our submit form and put your records in there.
Yeah, in the submit form. Throw it in there.
So make sure we have plenty to talk about.
Go make lots of record babies.
And if you hear of anyone breaking a record, you should send them the submit form and have them submit it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We like
that
runners
works.
to submit their stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we like to get some, timestamps and notes and
Timestamps and records and highlights, and you can make your own highlight video.
a lot of people did that. A couple of people did that this week, and it really saves us time if you make your own highlights.
Yeah, it really does. It's very helpful.
And the other helpful thing is putting things on YouTube, because it's really hard to download things from Twitch. So pretty much way to get yourself guaranteed to get on, be in the top tier of runs to get on the show. Put it on YouTube.
A YouTube highlight video written by the runner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also says, "You guys are great. I love the show."
Yeah, and you talk about Flicky and how awesome he is, and big and strong and whatnot, and they'll get right on there.
And tall. How tall he is.
How tall he is. Say how handsome he is too.
All right, but we haven't actually got any dates for new episodes. We've got a bunch of ideas. We're thinking Hotline Miami. We're thinking Half-Life, Link's Awakening, maybe even a Super Star Wars episode.
Oh, man.
Who knows?
Oh, man.
But we got ideas.
Building up sick days just in case it happens.
Yes. So
we welcome your
working
suggestions for stuff to do episodes on as well, because we don't always think of really obvious things. Like Hotline Miami, why did we not think of that sooner?
We don't know. We only mentioned it a bunch.
Yeah, because every time you ask, I just look at my Super Nintendo shelf and look for games.
Yeah. Yeah, what did we run this week, PJ? We could do a Battletoads
episode.
We could do a robot something. I got a robot game. I can't read the name. We should do that.
Robots.
But hey ho. Okay, cool. So check out the show next week. Will be a records episode. We'll be playing ads after the show. If you like the show, just leave the stream running and get some ads or whatever. And who are we gonna raid?
We're gonna raid Rom Scout.
We're gonna raid Rom Scout.
He's doing his SGDQ donation marathon right now. So go and support this guy.
Go in there and say Bio Billy.
Yeah.
Bayou Billy sent you.
This stage used
I was
a hat.
sent here by
This stage used hat. It's Bio Billy. All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week for records. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect.
All right. I guess that's my cue to play the intro video, but I can't find
Yeah,
it
it is.
split. Okay.
Okay, so tell us another dirty story.
Oh yeah. Story time with Flicky.
This is such a
unmute the intro
horrible
so we can play
story.
this. Bam. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See ya. He's doing some real deep squats there.
Yeah.
Like, he is going right at it.
He's the final boss, and he does this awesome looking dance, and then armor flies onto him. That's how I get dressed in the morning. I just do those deep squats, and then all my clothes fly over to me.
The problem is then you grab a beer, and then you don't lose weight.
Right, yeah.